myself, but one thing I'm consistent with is this will be I believe my 10th meet in the USAPL, and of 30 attempts, well, after tonight, I will have missed one squat ever. So I have to make those attempts because I know that that's what's setting me up for that big subtotal. Bench, again, it's making attempts. That way, my biggest goal on deadlift is that I can squat and bench enough to put myself in a good position to deadlift something that I know I can hit, but puts my competitors in a bit of an uncomfortable situation where yeah, they can pull more than me, but they might end up having to pull something that they don't feel too confident in.
Right.
So.
Now, on the other side of that, right, so Angela, you're a little bit more of a sit and wait kind of lifter after hitting those big squats. Hopefully that kind of puts you enough kind of other lifters out of reach. Now, Destiny, you're on the other side, so it's like when it comes to the squat and bench press, are you kind of making sure that on the other side of the spectrum, you're hitting the squats that you know you can hit, and then on bench press, you're just not missing, and then going to deadlift, you're just kind of waiting and seeing, stalking, and then you got to snipe that deadlift when it comes in?
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. Making our attempts is the number one priority. So we already have a strategized game plan. I'm really confident with all of the openers that we've picked already, and we kind of know what it's going to look like. But yeah, once it gets down to deadlifts, it's kind of fun because you sit and wait and you see how everything plays out. So I think that's also an advantage too. But yeah, I'm feeling really confident about everything. Just going to make those attempts. So.
I love that. So for both of you, this isn't your first nationals. As I understand, you guys are also well-traveled. You guys have done nationals quite a bit. But what does it mean? I'll ask first, Angela, here is, what does it mean to actually be bright lights? It's prime time. Your spotlight, names up everywhere. You're on the Jumbotron. Talk to me a little bit about, what does it mean to be in prime time now?
You can see the huge grin that just spread across my face when you said that, because anybody who knows me well, I have talked about wanting to be in primetime for so long. I wanted every single year. And last year, so I had a back injury about 4 weeks out from the meet that I did in May of last year, which was the whole reason I wanted to do that meet was to raise my QT to be in primetime for nationals last year. So it was really devastating that I got injured and that just wasn't able to play out for me. So I did the same thing this year and raised my QT at a meet in May, which was what got me into primetime this year. So I'm so excited. I don't think I have words for how excited I am. I've wanted this for so long, and I'm excited to lift alongside the best of the best. So it's gonna be really, really fun.
Absolutely. And Destiny, same question for you.
Yeah. So I was actually supposed to compete, I think about 6 months ago in New York State Championships, but I had some health problems, so I pulled out. So I was a little bit worried about not making prime time because my QT was still not as high as I would like it to, but somehow we're here. And we made it, so I'm just grateful that my efforts from a year ago still translates into me getting into prime time. Super thankful for it. But yeah.
That's awesome. So it means a lot more, obviously, when you have family, friends, training partners kind of supporting you to get here. So anyone that you guys want to shout out that have kind of helped you get here and that have supported you to get here, or maybe even came and traveled with you to Salt Lake?
Well, as far as came and traveled with me to Salt Lake, two of my brothers, my sister-in-law, and one of my really good friends she lives here, but she's been spending all this time with me, so absolutely want to shout them out. My fiance, newly, he wasn't able to make it with me, thank you. But huge shout out to him, Kyle. He's probably the reason why I kept powerlifting post-high school. He's the reason I started powerlifting, so I can't thank him enough for getting me here. And then my training crew at Relentless Pursuit, the gym I go to, really awesome people there. So I know they're cheering me on from home, and they've been super encouraging and supportive. So yeah, it's very grateful to everybody that supports me. I've gotten such an overwhelming amount of support and messages and everything. Even fellow competitors, Destiny, you're great. I know we've been supporting each other for a while too. So I'm feeling all the love. I'm really excited.
I love it. And what about you, Destiny?
Yeah, so my mom's here, my stepdad. My grandma unfortunately couldn't come just because she can't handle flights that well anymore. My partner Nick, and I have a few friends that are here as well, and then I have a friend Anthony who's competing, so they'll be here as well. But yeah, everybody from my training crew at ABC Sports and Fitness, and people from across the country like Angela too, people from Minnesota, just all over. I'm feeling the love, I'm feeling the support, and I feel like everyone is here with me, and I can kind of channel that into my performance. So.
I love that. Well, speaking for everybody at Primetime, we are super excited to see both of you guys. I'm really excited to see both of you guys close out your flights. I'm going to make sure to call that out. Folks, make sure you guys tune in and watch our girls, the 82s, in Primetime session. Really exciting to catch up with Destiny and Angela there. I think they're going to be awesome. Getting to chat with two lifters who are going to bookend the beginning on squats and then the end on deadlifts. It's going to be so fun, especially now that you kind of get to know the personalities a little bit, Solana. It just means a little bit more. So really, really fun to catch up with them. But now let's talk a little bit about what it is that's on the line for some of these lifters.
Yes, so for our top 3 in every single weight class, they will receive a pro card, which will give them the opportunity to be able to go into the pro finals, which is in December in Texas. And first place of each weight class wins $500 on top of that pro card.
Yeah, very exciting stuff. And actually, I can see right here in the warm-up room some of the big names that we already see in the back. I saw Jasmine C warming up as well. And talking about the 75, Jasmine obviously has the biggest name here, probably in the entire session, including the men. Jasmine is a 3-time national champion. She's coming in here trying to go for some unprecedented, a 4th national championship in a row. But it's not to be that there's a few lifters that are actually possibly going to be nipping at her heels here.
Yes, and the thing about Jasmine C, again, very strong seasoned lifter, but her depth on squat can be iffy. And so she'll have meets where she is on and she would go 3 for 3, and she'll have meets where she is struggling to get a single squat in. So it really depends on kind of the day. And then right behind her is Kiera Wilson. And Kiera Wilson is very strong. So going into it, she's been gaining a lot of progress in training, and she could take out Jasmine if she's not careful.
And the thing about Kiera Wilson, right, is she did actually miss a bench press in the Arnold's earlier this year, where that actually could have put her submitted total even closer to Jasmine C. So what's going to be really interesting there is if Jasmine kind of leaves the door open on squat, Kiera Wilson's right there waiting. So that one is actually going to be one to watch, just to open on the 75s. And obviously not just Jasmine and Sierra, but we also have Rachel, who could be sneaking in right behind her. Rachel Karam having some great training and possibly looking to get into that kind of 3rd place territory.
Yes.
Now, on the 82s, very familiar name, one of your own out of New Jersey, Audrey Miller is back.
Yes, so Audrey Miller, she's from New York, but she's in New Jersey a lot.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, apologies.
Yes,
Yeah.
and she's a very strong lifter, and she's one of the most exciting to watch because she gets so hyped, and she's coming in with the highest total. She is dealing with a little bit of a bench press injury. I do know that. It's been affecting her chest and in the bench press, so I want to see how that turns out for her, but overall, definitely our stronger lifter coming in for tonight. But Maria Galick is right behind her, nipping at her heels, and she's very strong, has some very strong training too. So this is going to be more of a battle than some may think.
Yeah, and also Angela Catula, we talked about it a little bit earlier during that kind of interview in that preview process. Angela Catula has a massive squat, so she does have an opportunity to kind of sneak in and maybe kind of set herself apart in that subtotal. But we actually did have another preview we were able to kind of talk through earlier, so let's take a little bit a look now at that preview now. So looking at our 75 kilo women, Jasmine C is the brand name. She's one of the biggest brand names in USA powerlifting. She is a 3-time national champion. She's coming here for her 4th national championship. Now, on the heels of her is going to be Kiera Wilson. Kiera Wilson actually just missed a bench press that would have put her even closer to a submitted total that Jasmine C has already had. Now, if you know anything about Jasmine C, she does play fairly close on the squat when it comes to depth. She has missed a few times on depth, and that could possibly leave the door open for maybe even an upset should she leave the door open for Kiera Wilson. Now, looking at our 82.5 kilo women, the first one you have to look at, it's the brand name. It's Audrey Miller. Audrey Miller came into powerlifting with a 466 dots in her first competition, and she has shot directly up into Primetime session. This would be her 2nd Primetime session that she's been featured in now. She's coming in as the heavy favorite, but we are going to be watching 2 lifters who have massive squats and deadlifts, and I'm going to be looking directly at Angela Catula. Angela Catula is actually going to be possibly going for that American record squat and to set herself apart right there at the bookend of the squats, and then stalking at the end of the 82s and maybe at the end of the meet trying to pull for the win. Destiny Breen is within reach of hitting the American record deadlift. We'll see if they have what it takes to maybe pull an upset and take one away from Audrey Miller. And looking at our 90 kilo class in USA Powerlifting Raw Nationals, we have 3 big names, and they all have massive pulls on them. We have Jordan McKinley, we have Demetrius Smith, and we have Dan Howell. Now, Jordan McKinley has hit a 350 in training, and it was absolutely an RP6, so he has way more in the tank. Demetrius Smith is at 362.5 for 2 in training, so for him, it's also going to be a shot at the American record deadlift. Now, Dan Howell as well, tremendous performance at USA Powerlifting Regionals, a massive deadlift on Dan Howell. So be expecting to see a big fight and maybe even a pull for not just an American record deadlift in the 90s, but maybe even a pull for the win 3 times in a row. So in taking a look at our 100 kilo class lifters, we have JJ Falk, the returning national champion. We have Preston Savoy, Lorenzo Wright, Dwight Burns, and Josh Hall. Now, all of them have their own kind of specialties. I'm going to be looking at the opening with Lorenzo Wright. Now, Lorenzo Wright has actually squatted only 2.5 kilos under the American squat record, so it is possible that he could be going for the record here. And then after that, Preston Savoy in the bench press. He's a bench national champion, so expect to see some fireworks on bench press. And now, as for the deadlift, JJ Falk, he's coming in here. He's the favorite. He's probably going to run away with this. But there is the possibility he's a bit of a younger lifter, still kind of getting his bearings under him. Sometimes that does lend itself to missing attempts and maybe leaving the door open for a possibly like a Dwight Burns, whose squat has actually been upticking over 300 kilos to a 312.5 kilo squat. And it's been very linear for him. So it's going to be the JJ show possibly, but if he leaves the door open, any one of these lifters could sneak in right behind him in the 100 kilo class. Taking a look right here at our powerlifting pirate, the resident powerlifting pirate, and presenting some of our USA powerlifting referees. I see John DeLestio there and Sophia Squats as well. Now, folks, there is some pressing news that we do have to break. Jordan McKinley, probably the favorite in the 90 kilo class, did not make weight. So he will have to lift as a guest lifter, unfortunately. That said, that leaves the door open now for Dan Howell and Demetrius Smith to have a real battle, because it was going to be very close. All of them had massive deadlifts. Now it truly will kind of come down to that final pull between those two. So knowing that, as well as another lifter that we actually are not going to have here as well, is Anthony McNaughton. Anthony McNaughton was going to be the heavy favorite in the 110s. Now that particular class becomes very, very tight. What do you think, Solana?
Well, their qualifying totals are all within 5 kilos of each other. So it's not going to be a gauntlet. It's a toss-up. I don't know who's going to take it, and all of them have had very solid training. Yeah.
No, the 110s is actually going to be very fitting for this particular meet, because it's going to end with a bang. Who knows what's going to happen? 110 kilo class is definitely going to be a very exciting one to watch. And even now with the 90s, Dan and Demetrius kind of make things really close, because they are neck and neck on their submitted totals. We are getting set up here. I see our spotters and loaders are jacked up. They're all ready to go. Everybody's got the caffeine on them. Solana's got it. I got it.
Of course.
Our producer got it. Our powerlifting pirate, Gino.
Look at the boots.
On the mic. I mean, come on.
You can't not look at the boots.
Come on, stunt Gino. He's got it. We got it. It's USA Powerlifting Raw Nationals Prime Time. Getting started here in just a moment.
And just talk a little bit about the 100 kilo weight class. You just talked about in that interview, Jalen Falk, definitely the heavy favorite for the 100 kilo weight class.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, Now for JJ, it's really just kind of separating himself from the beginning and not letting the door open whatsoever. For JJ, he's already has such a high total coming in. It's really going to be the battle for second for everybody else. Now, I have seen JJ. He's a younger lifter. So we have seen this past weekend that youth does sometimes lend itself to some mistakes, especially on the primetime stage. So not to say that JJ doesn't have the pedigree. He does. He's already won here. But can he do it again?
Yes, and then along with that, we have some other people in his weight class. Lorenzo Wright, I know he's aiming for that American squat record. That is 347.5 kilos.
Oh, yeah. Loved Lorenzo's squat. Now, here we go. Getting started. Our first lifter.
Annie.
Squatting with 157.5. Annie Podedwarney.
You can see on the screen here who's up next too. The graphics have been amazing this weekend with Bravo Productions.
Oh, yeah, the team back here has been working so hard. Tremendous work by our AV team here at USA Powerlifting Raw Nationals.
So let's talk about the first squat, right? So this squat, let's wait for the lights, 3 white lights. What's your opinion on how easy or hard the first attempt should be?
For an opening attempt squat, everyone has kind of a different way of phrasing it, and I think the colloquial thing that you've been hearing in the past few years is really something that either you can hit out of bed, something you don't have to think too much of, something that's an RPE 6, or something that otherwise you could triple even on your worst day. I think all of those are true. Whatever it takes for you to be able to frame it in your mind that way, do that. Here comes Whitney Weidenborner. We were able to catch up with her actually earlier today. So that was a great conversation with, oh no, apologies. This is actually Christina Leingar. Yeah, Christina Leingar. Here comes 167.5 on the bar here. Christina Leingar.
Solid.
See the call?
3 white lights.
Love it.
So when it comes to the squat, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be looking at the biggest thing for a referee is probably the depth.
Yeah.
And when it comes to depth in the squat, you want the hip joint to be below the top level surface of the knee, and that's probably the most common call for a red light in the squat.
Now this is Whitney Weidenborner. Now, if you guys like alliteration, Whitney Weidenborner is from Wyoming. 167.5 kilos squat opener. Looks like a little bit more of a mid-bar position, would you say, Solano?
It looked high bar to me.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like a little bit, yeah. Let's see the call here for Whitney.
3 white lights.
Give me that.
And the reason we point out the bar positions because it's most common in powerlifting to see the low bar.
Yeah.
It tends to be the stronger position for lifters so they can use more of their muscle, more of their backs involved, more of their legs and glutes. But
Now,
some people can pull off mid bar or high
here
bar.
comes the 82.5 kilo collegiate national champ, Isabella Steiner.
With a 32.5 kilo increase in between competitions, that's huge.
Oh, yeah. Huge. Based out of Virginia.
And she's young. She's also a junior.
That's right. 2 up, 2 down, stand up. 172.5 squat opener for our junior lifter. Oh, yeah.
That was very easy, very comfortable.
Let me see it. 3 white lights. Getting started here. Day 3 iteration of our 2024 USA Powerlifting Raw Nationals.
All right, you got Destiny. He should look familiar to you guys from the interview.
You know who else looks familiar in that shot? Our colleague, Nick Stevens.
Oh,
handling,
look at the
yeah. Destiny rocks. I love that sign there. Opening us up at 172.5 for Destiny Breen. Got to catch up with her earlier. Going to be exciting to see her at the bottom of the deadlifts. Oh,
there we go.
Very snappy.
Very fast.
3 white lights for Destiny Breen, our junior lifter. A lot of juniors coming out here in the 82. Solana, what do you think?
I know. I mean, powerlifting is really starting to reach younger people more.
Oh, yeah.
And so the more people who are younger, they can get faster, stronger.
Oh, yeah.
And
Those fresh joints. Those fresh joints, Solana. It's different. Now, here comes Rebecca Euchre. Now, Rebecca Euchre opening at 172.5. Getting to chat with her a little bit earlier today. And shocker, she's a junior. She also had a very kind of quick ascent into the national scene, and she hasn't really been on the national scene that long. She's done 1 Nats, it was last year, and magically now she's in prime time. Rebecca Euchre, 172.5 kilos on the bar, squat opener.
Oh,
yeah.
it's very quick.
She was made for this. Let's
This
see
is
the
what
call.
we want to see. We want to see some easy-looking openers.
Oh, yeah. 3 white lights for Rebecca Euchre. Leading right into Rachel Karam. We're already in the 185 territory, Solana.
I know.
Openers. These are just openers.
Competing for 7 years, so she's more of a seasoned lifter. We were talking about that. We have a lot of newer people who are doing their second ever nationals and are already in USA Powerlifting Primetime. And then we have a 7-year competitor.
It just kind of goes to show you is powerlifting really does kind of run the gamut when it comes to experience. But the water has gotten so deep. I mean, these qualifications every year, you are truly among the elite if you're here at USA Powerlifting Raw Nationals Primetime. All right, let's see the call on that one.
And 2 red lights, and you can see the red cards for depth.
Yeah.
And it looked like it from our angle, too.
Yeah, it really did, Solana. I think, and you're going to see it. Let's see the replay kind of. Yeah. You're going to have to sink that a little bit lower. And you're going to have to sink that a little bit lower. And the thing is, you're going to be held to standard. We talked about this yesterday, the day before, is these referees are cat referees. They're not going to be cheated. Okay?
No.
If you get your lifts here, you truly get your lifts. Now, here comes Kiara Wilson, 75-kilo squat. Now, she is a squat opener of 187.5. Oh, my.
There we go.
Kiara
Deep
Wilson.
and quick.
Let's see the call on that one. 3 white
white
lights.
So real quick, so Rachel's going to retake the opener, right? So when you miss a lift, you cannot go down and weight. You can only retake it or go up and weight.
That's right.
And it's not uncommon. Ooh, Jasmine C. Our heavy favorite for 75-kilo weight class.
That's right. And I do like that graphic there because you did mention it, Solana, is while she is a 3-time national champion, back-to-back-to-back, 3-peat, squat depth is kind of been the thing that she's been known for a little bit. So let's see. This is a very highly anticipated lift we're going to see right here, 187.5 squat opener.
Okay, it looked good to me.
Let's see it.
3 white lights. Okay, so
We're
she's
in business.
on. She's on
We're in
today.
business. Everybody else can just go. We're good here. We're done.
Hold on now. I don't know about all that.
Okay. Wow, okay, now I'm seeing some crazy stuff here already on the LiftingCast. Solana, 190 minimum.
Oh.
And the thing is, we have 2 more squats after this. This looks like it could be a battle for a squat record. Maria Galick opening up here at 190 on squat. Sinking that one deep. See the call. 3 white lights.
Yes, the record is 216.5 kilos. So the open up in the 190s, and standard C jumps around anywhere from 10 to 12 and a half.
Squat, especially when these girls, they're squatting in the 180 plus category. We're definitely going to see some 10 kilo, 15 kilo jumps. But now we're moving on to
Audrey Miller.
Our girl, Audrey Miller, New York lifter, 192.5. And again, anytime we see her, she looks like she's shot out of a cannon.
Yes, I always say she's one of my favorite lifters so much. I say it so much, people get annoyed.
I love hearing it because she's one of my favorites too. Audrey Miller, 192.5 squat opener. In the A7 meat kit.
Yes, A7 sponsor of the meet.
See the call?
3 white lights.
Give me that. She knows it.
And
Casual.
I have to say, again, see, so hyped just for the first opener. I have to say, I'm happy to see her here. She was talking on her Instagram about maybe not coming due to that injury.
Well, it's a real treat for us here at USA Powerlifting to have Audrey Miller in-house.
And she flew last night.
Yeah, that's right.
Last night.
Yeah. Yeah, so here comes Angela Catula. Anyone who actually watched the preview show and got to see the interview, we got a chance to discuss with Angela Catula and Destiny Breen. Angela Catula has her eyes on the squat record tonight, opening at 205. Girl.
There we go.
See the call.
Now, my question was, should go for on the second attempt?
3 white lights.
Yes,
Solana?
no, yes.
I'm going to say yes.
I second your guess of yes.
I'm going to say yes. Just barely. What do you think?
Yes.
Just a chip. I say chip it? Yeah.
So what's
just
chip?
a chip. So a chip, in this case, typical increments in powerlifting is going to be 2.5 kilo jumps. A chip, you are now allowed, at least for a record, to go as low as 0.5 kilos of a jump. So in this case, she would actually, if our record
is 216.5,
she can go for 217.
Yes.
Now, here comes Annie Podedwarney taking us right into our second attempts. We're flying by right now, Solana. 167.5 kilos squat second attempt here for Annie Podedwarney.
And that record that we're going to see someone go for is held by Layla Soto, and she got it last year at Nationals.
See the call on this one for Annie.
And 2 red lights. That was a depth call. But it moves, Speedy. I say she'll go up by 2.5 to 5.
I actually, I'd agree with that. I wouldn't say, yeah. As a game day handler too, is you saw how quick it was. It's just a matter of just seeking it a little bit, and sometimes the weight does it for you, doesn't Solana?
It can.
Yeah.
It depends. I hear that a lot, but sometimes
Right.
I'm like, I don't know.
I
Sometimes
don't know if I
having weight
believe
makes
that.
you want to cut it more. So.
Right. I was like, actually, this is pretty
person.
heavy. Here comes Christina Linegar, 175 on the bar squat, second attempt for Christina. We are into second attempt squats already. Oh, it's a fight a little bit. See the call.
It moved steadily up, though. It was slow,
It was
but it
slow.
wasn't like it stopped.
3 white lights. Yeah, you're right. Now let's look at that replay, courtesy of our team here at Barbell Productions. Really, really good shot on that one.
That was
Definitely gets depth. Yeah, very deep. Now, Solana, in looking at that kind of a depth, talking to some lifters is you don't really get extra white lights for going super deep, and sometimes it can always rob some kilos on the platform.
It can be possible. Sometimes when you go super deep, it makes it tougher to go up in weight.
Yeah, here comes Whitney Weidenborner taking 175 for a ride. 3 biscuits. Oh, that sticking point was, yeah, that high bar position on squat. Let's see the call.
Okay, 2 white lights. You got 1 red card for
Up and down. Looks like, yeah, that blue card infraction. Now, in USA Powerlifting, we do have card infractions, so lifters and coaches can be able to refer to them and then see what that infraction was for. So you'll get a red light and then an accompanying card infraction with either a red, a yellow, or a blue.
Yes.
Here comes Destiny Breen with 182.5 on the bar for her second attempt squat. Destiny Breen, it's all about nailing the subtotal, just not missing lifts.
Okay, that moved well.
Give me that. See the call.
These girls go deep with these squats. 3 white lights.
Yeah, that's right. Now, that is kind of that inherent push-pull, right, Solana, is if you have a really dominant lift, a squat, a bench, a deadlift, the other 2 lifts inherently just kind of become, I just need to hit what I have to hit. I have to hit what's there, but I cannot miss.
Yes.
All I know is I'm kind of waiting. I'm playing this waiting game with everybody. If it's on squat, now I hit my big lift, and then I kind of wait and just kind of make lifts.
Absolutely.
If it's on bench, you wait, and then you hit the big lift, and then you wait again. On deadlift, you're stalking the entire meet, and then at the end, you try to snipe.
It's the best lift to be the best at.
Yeah, it really is,
at
though.
the end, you can play
Deadlift,
around with it.
It really is. Now, here comes Rebecca Euchre, 182.5 on the bar, squat second attempt for Rebecca Euchre. Great conversation for the earlier with our dietetics master student, fun fact.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, very, very cool. She actually has class on Monday. Right back to it.
So a quick little
Yeah.
competition and go
quick
right
look.
back to work.
Right back to work. Sinks
That
that
moved
one.
really well.
See the call here for Rebecca Euchre.
And 3 white lights.
All right.
If you're wondering what the timer is for, each lifter, once they call bar is loaded, has 60 seconds to receive the squat command.
Yep.
So they don't have to actually complete the squat in 60 seconds, just receive the command.
Yep. Rachel Karam now, coached by the great Sean Collins, Sincere Powerlifting.
Retaking your opener.
Yeah, and I think that's the conventional wisdom here, Solana. I think that's the black belt move, as they say.
It depends on what you miss it for, but when you miss it on the infraction that is depth specifically,
Yeah.
a retake can be smart because
Yeah.
you could, again, you can't go down in weight.
Yeah.
You
This is
could bomb
powerlifting.
out.
Yep, that's right. This is powerlifting. Can't go back down. You put that weight on there, you have to squat it or go up. See it, Rachel. Okay. Looked a little bit more
Looked lower.
promising.
It looked much lower on the right side, too,
Yeah.
specifically. 3 white lights.
Give me that. All right, Rachel Karam. She is in the meet, as they say, registered to squat. Now we're onwards into Isabella Steiner.
Who took a 15-kilo jump. Like I said, you're going to see bigger jumps in the heavier weight classes for sure.
I think that's fair to say, right, Son, is once these lifters start to kind of squatting in that 180, 190 plus category, it's not uncommon to see 10 plus kilo jumps. Isabella Steiner now setting up 15 key jump. Oh, yeah, okay. Now let's see the call on this one. 3 white lights for our junior lifter in the 82.5 kilo category. Heading right into Maria Galick. Even 200 kilos on the bar here for Maria Galick. Now for Maria, same thing. We are also kind of looking at a potential shot at a podium spot here, especially now that it feels like the 82s can be a bit of a battle.
And we're seeing 3 attempts in a row, 200 kilos.
Crazy. 82.5 kilo lifters squatting 200 plus. Sinks that one deep.
Okay.
Let's see it.
I think it was good. 3 white lights.
All right.
Very nice.
Love to see it. Great job there by Maria Galick. Onward into Kiara Wilson. Kiara Wilson, who we had kind of mentioned earlier in the preview, she has the potential, if Jasmine misses on depth on squat, to kind of sneak in there maybe for an upset tonight. 200 kilos on the bar here for Kiara Wilson.
I love watching them set up. Also, if you're wondering why the racks are, slanted, you can either have them in or out. A lot of lifters opt to have them in so you don't kind of run into it with the weight when you're unracking it.
Very speedy descent here for Kiara.
That was a really solid second.
See the call on that one.
3 white lights. That was really good.
Oh, yeah. Very, very clean lift for Kiara. Trending well.
And like I said, all 3 of these lifters have 200 kilos, so it's to be really quick turnaround to Jasmine C.
And here comes Jasmine C., 3-time champion, going right into 200 kilos. 12.5 kilo jump, coached by her husband, Michael C.
Michael C.
Now she nailed that opener. Let's see the second. All right.
That was strong.
Oh, yeah. Let's see the call on that one.
3 red lights.
Let's go, Jasmine
Her best
C.
squat is 212.5, so I feel like she's on track to maybe match it tonight.
I think so. I think that's a fair assessment there, Solana. Let's see that replay a little bit. She really sinks
It
it.
moves
So,
well.
yeah.
She's
Yeah.
she's on today. She's taking it.
She's
squats
on.
are excellent.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like I actually look at she was getting it. Okay, Audrey Miller.
Let's go. Audrey's best squat actually is 205. She's taking this right now for a second.
Come on, Audrey. Love the zebra print here
I love
by
this
our
kid.
A7
Yeah, that was a really strong
title
second.
sponsors.
And her last meet was Rising Tide.
3 white lights.
3 white lights. Her last meet was Rising Tide, where she did miss a squat and a bench and a deadlift.
She did. She did,
So I
actually.
do want to see if she can go in and just nail every single 3rd attempt this time.
Well, by the looks of that one, she's got it tonight.
I mean, she definitely should be PRing. That
She's
was
got
a
it.
match right there.
She's got it tonight, and she's definitely got the fire. Angela Catula,
So just under the record
just
by
under,
1.5 kilos.
and I think this one should move well. Angela Catula absolutely smoked that opener, going just under the American record of 216.5 to 215 on her 2nd attempt squat. Let's see it, Angela.
Oh my goodness.
It's,
So she wants to smoke
it's
the record.
happening,
That's
yeah. She wasn't just going to kind of chip it.
Okay,
Let's
guess.
see.
3
white lights,
guess what
right?
it is. I say 222 or something like that.
I like a nice clean 220. I don't know. We'll
No
see.
way.
You think she want to do a little extra?
I just said
220.5?
222, so yeah.
222? Okay, all right, yeah, hey.
My guess was
Yeah,
higher.
why not? Why not?
So right here we have Annie, who missed her 2nd attempt and still went up in weight. And we were just talking about how you can go up in weight. I think it's common at a big meet as Primetime, where you want to place as high as possible. You're trying to podium here.
Well,
so
a lot
if
of these
you just
lifters are
match
strong
your
enough to
lift-
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you just match your second, it's just not going to get you the results you want.
172.5 on the bar, going up after missing 167. Annie Podedwarney.
Can she grind it out? Can she grind it out? It's moving.
Come on.
Oh, man.
No. Now,
But that's the risk that comes
You're
with
right.
going up after a miss.
You absolutely nailed that, Solana. It's such a difficult thing to do, but again, if you're going to do it, these are the meets you want to do it, and these are the lifters who can probably do it, right? you know, I wouldn't recommend it for your junior lifters. I wouldn't recommend it for your younger lifters. But if they're strong enough, and even if they are junior lifters, maybe they are in prime time, they have the strength to be able to kind of figure it out on the platform. That I wouldn't probably recommend, though, at your local meet or a regional meet even, right?
Agreed.
Yeah. Whitney Weidenborner, here comes 177.5. Kind of had a little bit of a hiccup on that second, so I'm curious to see how this one moves.
I figure it'd be a 2.5 kilo jump.
Yeah. High bar position squat.
Right down.
Good catch there by our spotters and loaders.
High bar.
Very, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that one looked like a hack squat of sorts. So, yeah, a little bit for Whitney Weidenborner.
All right, so moving on, we have Christina Leingar. Took a 7.5 kilo jump.
182.5 on the bar here for Christina Leingar.
One thing I always say is the person who makes the most lifts tends to place the highest. So who can get these third attempts?
And that's definitely been true this weekend, Solana, is seeing all of the lifters that we've had so far and all of the battles that we've seen thus far this weekend is making lifts really kind of dictates where you're going to end up, especially on the podium. Oh, Christina!
Come on!
It's a fight! Oh, man. That's a tough one. Great catch by our spotters and loaners there. Christina moves on to bench press. Here comes Destiny Breen, taking 187.5 kilos on the bar for Destiny. Now for Destiny, it is how we said she has deadlift advantage. So Destiny just has to hit these. That second one moved like a second, I would say. This 5 kilo jump is, I think, a safe bet for her. She just has to hit this again. We said it. She has to hit this. That way she doesn't have to then make that up on the deadlift.
Exactly. Let's go.
Oh, Destiny Breen!
Yes. That was really good
Give me
attempt
this.
selection. 3 white lights.
Come on now. Destiny Breen, she loves it. We love it. Love the energy out of that. Let's see that replay, Solana.
Look at that. It got a
Hard.
little sticky and she just pushed through it.
Yeah.
You know when the coach knows they hit
yeah.
it before they finish it? That's the
Yeah.
best.
Nick Stevens, our colleague in the background, loving it there for his athlete, Destiny Breen. Rebecca Euchre, here comes 190 kilos on the bar.
Her best squat's 182.5.
Well, she's already tied her PR. So this would be a PR attempt for Rebecca Euchre, our junior lifter, making her primetime debut at 2024 USA Powerlifting Raw Nationals primetime session.
Rocking the nice A7 knee sleeves.
Always love the clean, simple branding by A7. Let's see it, Rebecca. Third attempt squat here. Oh, let's see it.
Look at me. 3 white lights.
And that is a new PR right there.
Yes.
And Carrington loves it. Man,
It's
what
the best feeling seeing your athlete hit your third.
Yeah, especially for a new PR, right?
A big PR.
Yeah. 7.5 kilo PR for Rebecca Euchre. Tremendous job there. Carrington loves, he's got his hands on his head. Let's go. Let's go. Man, sometimes it feels even better than when you even hit it on the platform, right? Is when you see your athlete do it. So it means so
100%.
much. It really does. Rachel Karam, 190 on the bar here. Popping it out of the rack aggressively here for Rachel.
So let's see if she can hit depth on it, right? She missed depth in the first one. Hit it on the second.
Let's see if she can nail it here on that third attempt. Oh.
Okay.
Okay, let's see it, Solana.
3 right lights.
Hey, come on now. First, I will say, if we can get the replay on that one was closer.
I think it looked good.
Yeah? Okay.
I was surprised that you looked nervous.
From that angle, a little bit. It's one of those where she has a very hinged kind of squat. There goes the great Reggie Mouton, based out of Virginia, coaching another one of these great lifters from the great state of
Isabella
Virginia.
Steiner.
197.5 for Isabella Steiner. Big squat attempt here. 3rd attempts already. She has that awesome Memphis Raw Nationals t-shirt on, actually. Throwback to 2023.
Yes.
Fun times out there in Memphis. Now we're out here, 4,300 feet above sea level. Salt Lake City.
Let's go. Oh, when they know
my.
to shake their head halfway through.
Come on, give it to me, Solana.
3 white lights.
Let's go. Isabella Steiner representing VA. Maria Galick, 205 on the bar. Squat 3rd attempt for Maria. So for Maria, this is going to be big just to continue to build that total. We mentioned it earlier in the preview. Has to keep pace with the rest of the 82s.
Let's go.
Sinking that one hard. Oh!
I saw a big shift forward when she hit the bottom.
You can fall on your toes a little bit. So Solana,
I think she went to her heels.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see if we could get a replay. If not, that did look like she got out of position out of the hole. A little bit. Now here comes Jasmine C, also taking 205 for a ride here. Jasmine C, the 3-time national champion, coming here in 2024 USA Powerlifting Raw Nationals for her 4th national championship, hopefully, in a row.
I think 5 kilos was a good jump. I thought it'd be 5 or 7.5.
5 is definitely safe, looking at that second. And
that
I
was
think
strong.
That was
good.
the right call. Let's see it.
3 white lights. Very nice.
Yep. And she likes it. We like it. Her husband, Mike, cut that in a preview, Bryce. I appreciate it. Love that one. Give me that.
Again.
Give me that, Jasmine.
That was a really good squat.
Yeah. Very powerful there out of Jasmine C.
All right, so now we're getting to Audrey Miller, 210 kilos.
Audrey Miller and 3rd attempt squats make me want to run through a wall.
Well, like I said, right, she already matched her best, so this is a 5 kilo PR.
Let's get it, Audrey. 210 on the bar. Audrey Miller. USA Powerlifting Raw Nationals Primetime.
Let's go.
Come on, girl. Come on. Let's see it.
3 white lights.
Cut that one out there, too, because we actually just saw her run into the warm-up room from here. I actually remember Audrey Miller at Primetime last year, and I'm pretty sure she just shot out after she hit her 3rd deadlift. It was incredible.
Of course.
It was so fun. Kiara Wilson taking 210 as well.
These are big squats.
Yeah, this is a 75-kilo lifter, Solana.
Insane. Oh, my goodness.
210 on the bar.
Heaviest
Kiara
squat
Wilson.
on the flight from a 75.
Let's go. Come
Let's
on, girl.
Go. Yep. That was good.
Give me this.
3 white lights.
Come on.
All right, so now we have someone going for the American record, just like we thought.
That's right. Angela Catula, we talked to her earlier. She said she had her eyes on it. She said training has been going great. She had her eyes on the American squat record attempt. If it was there, we saw after the second, it had to be something. She's going to blow this one up. The record is 216.5. She's going for 221.
Yeah, she wants to go way above it. And her best ever has been 215 in competition, so this is a big jump.
Come on now, Angela.
She's excited.
American squat record attempt.
Let's see. Look how good it looks. 3 reds, a blue.
Let's go, Angela. Big squat, and the crowd's behind her here. 2024 USA Powerlifting Raw Nationals Primetime. Her Primetime debut.
Big brace. Come on.
Through the sticking point.
Okay, let's see it. What a way to end
Wow.
the flight.
As advertised, Angela Catula, American squat record, just like she wanted it.
That's what she came here for. That and more.
Come on.
That was a really good squat. That was great attempt. Like 221 was a good number.
Say.
That was right between what we said, actually.
Yes, it was. Yeah. That's why we're sitting here and there out there.
Yeah.
Wow, that was so good. My My goodness, Angela Catula, as advertised, girl. Good for you.
All right, so now this next flight is the 90, 100, and 110 kilo men.
Yeah, that's right. Now, Jordan McKinley, you have to bury the lead here, Solana is. Jordan McKinley, unfortunately, did miss weight for the 90 kilo category, so he is lifting here as a guest.
Yes.
Opening at 260 kilos on squat.
And again, opening the door for the other two in the 90 kilo weight class
right.
to take first place.
Oh my, Jordan
Strong
McKinley.
opener.
See the call on that one. Okay, I'm seeing a red on that. Blue card infraction. So
up and down or soft knees?
It could have been soft knees. I think just because, again, it didn't look like there was any downward motion from where I was standing. Demetrius Smith now, 265 on the bar here. Demetrius Smith was one of those guys we had kind of highlighted earlier in the preview. Demetrius Smith actually hit 362.5 for 2 on deadlift.
That is such a strong deadlift.
The battle on deadlift is going to be insane for the 90 kilo category because it's going to be him and Dan Howell. Huge pull on Mr. Dan Howell. Now, here comes Demetrius taking 265 for his squat opener. Sinking that one
and
deep,
really
especially
well.
with a little bit of a wider stance on it.
I love to watch a wide stance squat.
Yeah, especially when they sink it that much. 3 white lights for Demetrius, and here comes the returning national champion, J.J. Falk, the young man, J.J. Falk. Recall seeing him at Carolina Primetime, a young J.J. Falk. And then later, subsequently that year, comes in and just absolutely destroys 100 kilos. A lot of promise on this young man. 270 kilo squat opener for JJ.
I want to see him have a strong day.
Always cool, Solana, when you see how some lifters actually opt not to use wrist wraps on squat, even with a low bar position.
I'm a fan of no wrist wraps.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's actually it's pretty cool to see.
They're an option, right?
They are an option. You don't have
oh,
to.
that was speedy.
Wow, JJ. Let's see the call on that one.
3 white lights. That was good. People are looking strong today. That's what makes Primetime so great. These lifters come so prepared and ready to go.
It is.
Great attempt selection.
They'll lift at any time. They really will. It's incredible. Tyler Wilson, 275 squat opener for Tyler. Tyler actually got a chance to chat with him a little bit also in the Pro Athlete Lounge. Fun conversation with him. Had his wife with him as well. Friends and family coming out to Salt Lake. He has a good support system around him. So Tyler, actually, in a big shout out, very cute dog. He's got a corgi named Kilo.
Oh, that's so cute. Coached by David Wilson. I know they're excited. They want to come here and they're trying to win it.
Let's see it.
3 white lights.
Love
Very
it.
strong opener.
275. It's something so aesthetic when you see those 5 reds on there. Clean. Very pretty. Very pretty squat. Also very pretty plates, by the way.
Yes.
Those co-branded USA Powerlifting TSS plates, just so aesthetic, man.
With the red sparkly TSS rack.
Man. It's just, come on. You got to call it out every time. Dwight Burns also had a chance to chat with him, too. Taking 282.5 for a ride on his opener. Dwight Burns, his progress has been just incredible. I mean, pretty sure he hit a 312.5 squat not too long ago.
Wow.
So this should move fairly quickly, assuming everything is going well today. Let's see it, Dwight. Brother. See the call on that.
3 white lights.
Come on, Dwight.
Let's go.
Wow. And for Dwight, he was talking a little bit about kind of working through some stuff, and just now he's just feeling healthy. And I think for him, just being here at Primetime, it's a big deal. It's that debut. Now, Dan Howell, no stranger to the bright lights. He's been on the national scene for a long time. Did amazing at regionals most recently. Now coming in, squatting 285.
His best squat is 315, so I wonder if he's going to take...
Peep the J's, though, real quick.
Very pretty.
Very aesthetic.
Very nice.
See the call on this one.
3 white lights.
I like it. I like it. Especially like the Jays, though, too. Those are clean. Oh, my goodness. Someone brought a pupper. Let's get a tight shot on that one, fellas.
Joshua Hall next.
290 on the bar. Squat opener for Josh Hall. Josh Hall also really, really fun to chat with. Man, he felt like talking to a motivational speaker earlier. I mean, Josh Hall is just really, really fun, very inspiring, just has a lot of fun stuff going on in his life. Newly engaged, actually.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, congratulations to Josh Hall and his fiance. 290 kilos on the bar here for Josh Hall, our 100-kilo lifter.
So I love to watch people set up, right? They get nice and tight underneath the bar.
Yeah.
Typically it's 3-step walkout, like 1, 2, 3, just like you did.
A little bit of a wider stance and with heels on there.
Yes.
Solana.
Ooh, and
wow.
if you blink, you missed it.
Wow. Can we see?
If you blink, you missed it.
That was a 3-way. Okay, casual. he's talking his talk now. Talking his talk. My man, Josh Hall. Great job there. We're going to see something spicy here.
We are.
I
can't wait. Oh, third attempt's going to be great.
That's going to be wild. Brennan LaSala now opening at 300 kilos in Solana. If you can believe it, we're actually not anywhere close to the end of the fight.
I know, 660 pounds. If you're wondering how to convert kilos to pounds, it's just take the kilos you see, multiply by 2.2046 is how you get the American units.
Brennan LaSala. Oh my,
These are some really speedy openers.
RPE air. Let's see the call.
3 white lights. And again, the goal with powerlifting, you have 3 attempts for each lift, the squat, the bench, and deadlift. So you want to build your total. You don't come in just hoping you hit one good hard lift. 3 is to see how heavy you can go on the third and build into it. Preston Savoy Jr. is next. Normally an equipped lifter. And he won equipped nationals this year. And bench nationals 2024.
Yeah, Preston Savoy. There's a reason why he's called Bench Preston on Instagram. Massive press on this guy. Even 300 on the bar for his opener.
Let's see it.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
See the call on that one.
3 white lights.
As expected. Especially with these experienced lifters. We've seen Preston on the national scene for a little bit now. We're kind of expecting to see made attempts, especially on openers, right? Now, Lorenzo right here. Lorenzo, depending on how this moves, he is the guy we've been watching for that American squat record attempt. We already know him as the squat guy. 320 kilos on the bar for his opener. But you know what he's got his eyes on tonight.
I know. The squat record.
Yep. 347.5. That's the number to watch. Let's see Lorenzo. Oh, yeah.
The strong squat.
Did you see the bar oscillating on that?
Oh, no. Okay, 2 red lights. So he got a red card for depth.
Yeah.
Tough for me to tell from the front.
Yeah.
Like we keep mentioning, right, the hip crease has to be lower than top level surface of the knee.
Yeah.
Now, with 1 white light, you are allowed to approach the jury. We do have a jury here tonight.
So here comes Romar Paul Harayo. 320 keys on the bar for Romar Paul Harayo.
I'm curious to see if he'll go up still, Lorenzo.
I would think he would.
I think he will. We know his goal.
Paul
a nice-
Harayo. Let's see the call on that one.
It's good. And
All right,
Lorenzo
3 white
Wright did
lights.
go up by 17.5 kilos. He did not come here to play.
No, he didn't. He knows what he wants. He knows what he wants, and he's not going to be deterred by that squad opener. Lorenzo Wright we have seen at major invite-only meets, major national meets. So I think for him, the lights aren't too bright. He knows what he has to do. He knows what he has to feel out and be able to hit this one on the second. Not too worried about it with Lorenzo Wright. Here comes Demetrius Smith now, moving on in our second attempt squats. 280 kilos on the bar. Sinking it super deep.
And you just said he did kind of oversink it.
A bit, yeah. And that's the thing, Solana, is not going to get any extra credit for sinking it anymore. Is you definitely do need to sink it enough because, again, this is nationals, and
yes,
you're definitely not going to get cheated. But at a certain point, are you kind of robbing yourself of kilos on the platform? You may have seen it right there.
Yeah, sometimes there are lifters have to teach themselves to squat not as deep.
Yeah. That is interesting, right? Is like when you're learning powerlifting squat depth, a lot of younger lifters will actually squat too deep, right? And then it's kind of learning that game of as you get a little bit bigger, you put on a little bit more muscle, is naturally you kind of start having trouble hitting squat depth. Your quads get a little bit, your hamstrings, your glutes get a little bit bigger. So that could be what you're seeing there. Jordan McKinley, 285 kilos for his squat second attempt. For Jordan, lifting as a guest lifter, it's a bit of a quandary, right, Solana? Is he wanted to probably show up here and kind of try to go for that 90 kilo crown, but you're still here to hit lifts. You got to hit these big lifts, and he smoked that opener.
He did. He only missed weight by 0.35 kilos too.
That's heartbreaking. Wow. Let's see the call on that one.
All
3
right.
white lights.
That was a solid 25 kilo jump too. You're gonna see these bigger jumps.
Yeah.
When it comes to strong lifters like this.
Yeah, I mean, once you kind of start breaking that 220 category in squat, you're gonna see some
Look
really.
at the slow-mo.
Oh yeah. Love the squat face, by the way. That's always fun.
Course.
Yeah, gotta have them. Gotta have the squat face. Now, like we had kind of mentioned, is whenever you kind of do jump that 220 mark, is these 20 kilo jumps. That's expected sometimes. 15, 20 kilo jumps. Tyler Wilson now taking 295 on the bar.
Raw National Junior Champion.
That's right. Oh wow.
That was a strong second. Let's go, Tyler. Like I said, I got the opportunity to talk to David, his coach, our coach, and he definitely said like they're coming here. Their goal is to win, hit every single lift, see what falls at deadlifts.
And that's really a great goal to have, honestly, especially if this is your first primetime session, getting a chance to kind of be out here. You really just want to treat it like any other kind of meet. I mean, it's tough to do. There's about 30 cameras on you at all times, everywhere you're going, and there's bright lights, but trying to minimize those distractions as best you can is really all you can do. Here comes JJ now, 27.5 kilo jump to 297.5.
Love those big jumps.
Yep. Our reigning national champion in the 100 kilo category. Also one of the younger lifters in this entire session.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Very strong seconds.
Yep.
These people are pacing for PRs. His best ever is 313.
Looking at that, Solana, what would you do here?
312.5.
Yeah.
We didn't match the best.
Yeah. I actually think that'd be a fair call.
Yeah.
Even 310, honestly. Here comes Dan Howell going for an even 300 kilos on his squat second attempt. Also, if he can land this one, he could jump an even 15 as well.
Yes.
And tie his own PR.
That's what I said from the very first opener. Strong second.
See the call on that one.
Oh, were you wondering?
Yeah, from that angle too.
It's the angle for me. I can't tell.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is just like, and that's kind of the beauty of powerlifting, though, Solana, is there's 3 different judges at 3 different angles, and everybody kind of has their opinion on what they can see as depth, and that's kind of how it goes, right? Is you're always just trying to get 2. All you need is 2.
All you need is 2. So we'll see if he retakes it. We keep talking about it, right? It's a high level 6 meet. Do you retake? Do you go up?
I think he goes
your
up.
total?
I think he goes up.
I think so too.
Here comes Dwight Burns, 302.5 on the bar, taking this big jump. You can see his handler back there, the great Sean Noriega. See it, Dwight. Been having great progress in his squat.
Very strong. Oh, my goodness.
See the call on that one.
3 white lights.
Sure enough, Solana.
Now you make me nervous when you say let's see the call.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, sometimes you never know, right, is trying to wait and see. Won't try to read the minds of the referees ever, right? So for Dwight, I think we could be seeing something over that 312 category. We'll have to see what he puts in on LiftingCast.com. 312 on the bar for Preston Savoy, bench Preston. Squat, second attempt. Bench national champion for Preston Savoy.
I love to watch him lift. He's such a strong lifter. And he explodes out of the hole.
Really does.
And he always has a shaky walkout, too. But it's a lot of weight.
Let's
right,
see it,
position.
Preston. Yep. Sinking it
Let's
deep. See what the call is.
3 right lights.
All right.
All right, on a really good pace.
Yep.
Yep, that was
And
nice.
that is what you would call perfect powerlifting depth.
That's
right there.
depth.
Yep. No more, no less. Bench Preston putting on a master class right there on squat depth. Josh Hall now. Josh, we saw earlier, that 290 moved like air.
It did.
315 should move very well if we're going off of just how that opener moved. And this is only, if you can believe it, 5 keys away from his PR.
So definitely pacing to hit a PR today.
Definitely pacing.
It's a good feeling to go for a PR at a stage such as USA Powerlifting Primetime.
Yeah. Easier said than done in a debut, by the way.
Yes.
Right? I mean, his first time out here, and he was just so excited talking about it. 315 on the bar for his second.
Strong.
Oh, come.
Okay, I say 330. I say 15-kilo jump.
Let's see the call.
3 white lights.
3 white lights. So I wouldn't be shocked. I would like probably to see closer to 325, 327.
I like big jumps.
Yeah, I know.
So, that
I know.
was so fast. It's faster the second time you watch
I
it.
know. 327. I'll go
330.
327. Yeah. I like
We'll
the
see who
energy,
wins.
though. I do like the energy. I do like the 330. You and Nick.
330. See?
I love it. You and Nick Stevens. It makes me so excited, especially because it's just like, man, I love powerlifters. I love, like, especially like really good powerlifters. You guys are like, man, just load it up. We're doing this. Load it up. We're doing it. PR, ER, baby. We're doing this.
Oh.
Brennan Lasala, 322 on the bar. Squat, second attempt.
Let's go. 22.5-kilo jump. Strong second. Yep. These are moving like they should. Moving like they should. Nice and fast.
3 white lights. Brennan Lasala.
Beautiful. Okay, so we saw Lorenzo miss the first on depth. We told you guys that he wants to get the American squat record.
That's right. 347.5 is the number to watch. His best is 345. This is only 7.5 kilos under that. You can see his coach, Heather Foss, the great Heather Foss.
Who also competed this weekend.
That's right. Love to see that overlap. Lorenzo Wright missing his opener, opting to jump up anyway with likely his planned second or near his planned second.
Yeah, I think plan second. All right, let's see it. Come on. That was deeper. That was good. I think it was deeper.
Yes. Let's see it.
And the risk is worth the reward. All you need is 2 white lights. You get 1 red light for depth as well.
2 white lights, no free ads. Come on, Lorenzo Wright. Solana, we're going for it.
Oh, absolutely.
We're going for it.
Of course.
We are going for it. Is it a chip is the question. Is it going to be 348?
Yes, absolutely.
I think so. I think 348 is definitely the safe play. Romar Paul Harayo taking 340 as well on his second attempt. Now remember, Romar Paul Harayo, he's 110. Lorenzo is going to go for a record in the 100 kilo.
Yeah, so if you're wondering, wait, this guy's going heavier, it's a different weight class. We have 3 weight classes in 90, 100, and 110 tonight.
That's right. A lot of championships on the line here, Solana.
Let's go,
a little bit. Okay. Through that thing. Looked like a planned second.
Oh, okay. We got a red card and a blue card for the red light. So
what did you see there, Solana? You're a national referee, so let's take a look.
I don't think I saw up and down. Let me watch it.
Could have been
The knees.
Could have been the knees.
Now, I can't say I would call that, but that's what I think it was.
Yeah.
For the blue card.
And again, sometimes we don't always agree, right? But
well, I do hope they go. So they went to the jury, but I don't think it was overturned. It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it looked like a very brief conversation.
Yeah. Like,
I actually see Kathy Marksteiner on there, so she probably just let him know. We're not changing that, yeah. Here comes Demetrius Smith, 280 kilos, squat third attempt. After missing that second, looked a little hairy there out of the hole. Let's see this one. Come on, Demetrius. Oh, and you know, Solana, that can happen, especially out of the hole. You can see that bounce, and he does squat really deep, but
he does.
That sticking point is that's inherently where it's going to be difficult. Is if you can't get the juice out of that stretch reflex, you're going to run out of gas every time.
It's tough. At least he collected an opener.
He did. So he's still in the meet, and that's important to note. Jordan McKinley now onto his squat third attempt, 305. Jordan McKinley, again, not really competing for any titles here tonight, but if anything, let's just say he's competing to put people on notice, right?
Yes.
Hey, like, I'm still competing in this meet, and I hope you guys remember my name because I'll probably be back here again.
It says a lot to still compete when you know you can't get a total for the weight class and you came in wanting to win it.
It is, but at the same time, this is still prime time. You were still given a slot. You are still one of the best in the country, and I'm glad that he's continuing on with it. 305 on the bar, squat third attempt for Jordan McKinley. Let's see it.
Let's go.
Come on, Jordan McKinley.
And 2 white lights.
Give me
one red light for blue card.
Let's see if we can spot the blue card infraction now.
Knees is my guess.
Okay.
And it's not saying I agree. I'm just saying if I see
that's a fair assessment. I think so. Here comes Dan Howell. Dan Howell, 307.5 on the bar for Dan.
So he missed his second. Again, we keep talking about this, right? He came here to try to podium.
Right. Yes.
So you go up, you can take that risk, and it can pay off, or you can just leave with just an opener.
Take the risk. It's prime time. Let's get it,
Dan
Dan Howell.
For, but I want to see it.
That's
right.
right.
Depth call? I think it was, right?
Yeah,
okay.
307.5.
Okay. All right, pushes out.
I'm curious.
Okay.
Come on.
And 2.5 kilo PR for him.
Give me that.
Very nice.
Worth the risk, Solana.
Oh,
he got it.
It was good.
He got it. Great angle by our team there,
yes.
Barbell Productions. I know sometimes it can be difficult when we have our spotters and loaders there, but I could see enough there, pointing at his coach Andrew Tran, game day coach right there. Love to see it. Now here comes the returning national champion, JJ Falk. JJ Falk.
So I did mention this, right? His best 313.
Yeah.
And he's going for 307.5.
Yeah.
So not an all-time best, but still a very strong squat.
Yep. And for JJ, getting to talk to his coach, Joe Stanek, the great Joe Stanek, he mentioned at a certain point we're going to go for what's there, but really we just want to go for the win.
That's what I was thinking, right? You don't have to load maximum effort, and that was a really strong third squat. 3 white light. That was a good call.
That was a good.
Like
that
he
was a
maybe
very
had
good
a little
call.
more, but
Yeah.
it was still really
But
good.
yeah, and the thing is, save the bullets, right? Is JJ really does. He knows his athlete's strength. He knows what he can do. And more than anything, he knows, hey, this is a no-brainer. I know he can hit this and outpace everybody, whatever I need to do. They're coming here to win. Good call by Joe and JJ there. Here comes Tyler Wilson. 310 kilo squat here for Tyler Wilson.
One of our taller athletes.
Let's see it, Tyler. Sinking
Let's
that
go,
one.
let's go.
Oh, no.
All right.
That can happen. That can happen. Again, we saw it a little bit earlier, is out of the hole sometimes getting that stretch reflex and you get stuck in that sticking point. That's why they call it the sticking point.
Yeah. All right, he still collects 295.
And again, worth the risk. It's prime time. You're going to go for it. Preston Savoy, bench Preston, taking a very incremental jump on this one, Solano.
2.5 kilos.
Yeah. Very slight. Very slight here for Preston Savoy. Taking his time.
His best being 337, so decently far under his overall best.
And there's multiple factors that could go into that. It was a little bit slower out of the hole, I think, for maybe a second that I've seen out of Preston. So he could actually be scrapping this one. It looks like as the time keeps running down, and I don't see anybody approaching in from the warm-up room, so the odds are they're probably going to scrap this one. And what do you think about scrapping attempts, Solana?
So if you don't think you have it, especially with the squat, it can be very taxing.
Yeah.
It could be a good idea if you really think it's going to be off to the limit, maybe not get it.
Yeah.
Is it worth it, right? You
Yeah.
can save that energy for bench or deadlift.
I think
And
that's
it's nice of him to let the clock run out.
it's good courtesy. It is a good courtesy, actually, to be able to kind of give that extra minute to some of your to your fellow lifters, right?
Yes.
It's almost a nice kind of thing, a nod to them as well. So,
So you can't just scratch it and say 0, and
That's
that's
right.
when they don't give you a minute.
yeah, that is. And in that way, it's just like, hey, man, you just got to keep moving forward a little bit quicker. Here comes Dwight Burns.
Okay,
Dwight
15 kilo
Burns.
jump.
Yeah, 15-kilo jump here for Dwight Burns in his prime time debut, squat third attempt.
5 kilo PR for him if he gets it.
He's really been squatting well. He hit that 312.5. He knew he was going to come for a PR here in his prime time debut.
Let's go. That moved great. It
Let's
looks
see
slightly
it.
higher than the second one to me, but I think it's still good. 3 right lights.
Come
okay,
on.
Okay. Oh,
Dwight
his coach
Burns.
excited, Sean Noriega.
Setting a new PR at prime time.
Yes, by 5 kilos. That was good. That was a really strong
The
third.
lights are not too bright for Dwight Burns. Come on now. The sassy belt flick, too, by the way. Let's go. I love it.
All right, 4 squats are left. We have Joshua Hall.
Josh Hall here having a great day so far. Everything's been moving super snappy for him. This would break his own PR by 10 kilos, blasting into a new PR. 10 kilos to 330 would be a brand new PR. Josh Hall trying to put the 100-kilo class on notice right now.
Yes. I mean, I think training went really well.
I would say so.
Let's see it.
Primetime debut for Josh Hall.
Let's go.
Oh,
yes.
man, the
Oh, my
tongue out.
goodness.
Hit him with it.
That
Let me
was a really
let me see the
strong
call.
third. 3 white lights. Yes.
Come on, talk
at
that
height.
talk. Talk that talk, young man. I love it. And Matt
Look at that
Holden.
again.
Matt
Yeah.
said, "Come on, come in for the real thing, man." Oh,
Look how deep that was.
That is-
and tongue.
deep in every angle for Josh Hall. Great stuff there. Now we're not looking back here, Solana. It is all 330 plus all the way out the rest of this flight. Brennan Lasala taking us to 335 on the
12.5
bar.
kilo jump.
This would tie his competition PR for our 110-kilo lifter.
Let's see it. And again, the heavy hitter, Andrew's not here tonight. So we have a full-on battle here.
Oh, the 110s
In this weight class.
the 110s are truly a class to watch tonight. Going to be wide open. Brennan Lasala here, 335.
Strong third. Good call. Maybe had 2.5 more in him, but good call. 3 white lights.
I love
Very
it.
good.
I love it, Brennan. Oh, my time. Pointing at the watch. He said, my time. Let's go.
Oh, my gosh.
He said, check the GPS. Whose turn is it?
Oh.
Come on now. Brennan Lasala, Romar Paul Harayo.
So he missed his second, and he's coming out to retake it. So one of the few to retake a missed lift tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, that is kind of interesting now. It's kind of being more of a deviation lately in primetime sessions, Solana. Is actually what we would call conventional wisdom is actually kind of been an aberration.
Again, but it's all about the goal, right? If you came here just for fun, that's one thing. But if you come here to the podium, try to get that pro card, try to win the money at the end.
That's right. We're taking risks. Yeah, that's right. Romar Paul Harayo playing a little bit safer, retaking that second at 340. Huge squat.
Let's go.
Oh, the sticking point. There's a fight.
And the knees look better to me.
See the call.
Okay, 2 white lights, all you needed.
Come on. Love that one. And he still does get the blue card infraction, but it was a 2-to-1. That is a good lift. Now, we're going to see what was advertised. Lorenzo Wright said he was going to go for it, and sure enough, he has it loaded up. We have that 0.5 increment loaded. He is going for 348 kilos, a brand new American squat record attempt for Mr. Lorenzo Wright of the 100-kilo class to cap off our primetime day 3 session.
Previously held by Bob Matthews from the Arnold Pro Series Finals.
My goodness, Bob Matthews. What a name to have and to take out, actually.
So let's see if he can do it by 0.5 kilo, and I guess it was worth it. Skipping up the second attempt and not redoing that opener.
Lorenzo Wright sticking with the plan, going for that American squat record.
Let's go. The crowd is hyped. Big brace. Looks deep.
Oh!
Let's go!
Big
Come
fight!
on!
Big fight!
Woo! Okay, let's see. That was all he had.
Let's go!
2 white lights!
Come
on!
Wow!
That was RPE 11. RPE 11.
Did he have 0.5 over that slot?
No.
He had nothing.
Look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh, should I have a timer?
That wasn't even a slow-mo. That wasn't a slow-mo. That was in real time. That was in real time, Solana. Lorenzo Wright taking away Bob Matthews' record on squat.
Yes.
Wow. Let's lead. Let's go right into just that. The 110 class. Romar Paul Harayo now is at the top after squat. Brennan Lasala right after him. Caleb Miller right after him from the general session.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting to watch on the 110-kilo class. But let's talk about what we just saw right there, okay? Let's jump at the 100-kilo class.
With Lorenzo taking the world record squats.
Please. 348, just purely ignorance. Ridiculous out of Lorenzo Wright, followed by Josh Hall, also twisting a gem so far, and Quentin Nunez as well from the general session. Now here comes on the 90s. Interestingly enough, from the general session, Michael Crehan is at the top, followed by Dan Howell and Gary Mendez. Looking at our 82s now, Angela Catula.
With that big record squat.
My goodness, girl. And then followed by Audrey Miller, again, keeping pace. Starlyn Simon from the general session. This is all after squats. Now, 75 kilos, Kiara Wilson, 210. Then Jasmine C. keeping pace, 205. And then Rachel Karam right after at 190. Let's take a moment now. Let's jump to Casey, talking to our boy, Lorenzo Wright.
I'm Casey Linsenbart, live with Lorenzo, who just secured an American record. I want to say world record, American record. Tell me how it feels.
It feels great. So the first one we went out, I didn't make depth, so I knew I had to sink the rest. But I knew it was going to be a grinder too. But we worked on this all prep, and we got it done.
I know mentally it's a lot, so you really showed grit, and we're really excited to see kind of what you bring into bench and deadlift. Do you have anything you're kind of thinking about going into bench and deadlift?
Just execute, stay consistent, play the name of the game, and just watch the plates go.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for your time. We're going to let you get warmed up. We're going to send it back to the commentators.
Thanks so much, Casey. And that was so cool to be able to catch up with Lorenzo right after fresh off of setting a brand new record.
Tears still streaming down his face.
I mean, just tears streaming down our face, by the way. I mean, for those of you at home who have no idea, we were standing up and actually screaming. At the tables. So that was so fun to watch from Lorenzo Wright and be able to catch it with him on there. What stood out to you besides Lorenzo from this session?
Okay, besides Lorenzo from the session, I'm going to say Jasmine C getting all 3 squats.
Yeah. That was big, and
that was good.
And smoking them really well. For
really
me,
good attempt selection.
For me, it had to be Josh Hall. Josh Hall coming in and moving everything incredibly well, and then blasting his own PR by 10 kilos. That was incredible. Now moving on to bench press, who do you got your eyes on?
Preston Savoy.
Yeah,
he's known for his bench press.
Yeah, and I think that's a safe bet, especially for a bench press national champion. So don't touch that dial. We're going to be back here in 10 minutes for the bench press here at our Day 3 at USA Powerlifting Raw Nationals Primetime session.
per year.
Okay, and you did do 4, I think, last year and maybe 2022?
I believe it's been 3 per year until this point.
So
my meet count PR.
I love that. So for you, what does it mean to compete multiple times a year, and why do you do it?
Well, there's a lot of different things that I kind of think I get out of that. So I think I'm one of those people who tends to train better when I have like something on the horizon. The longest I think I've gone between meets is maybe like 6 or 7 months, and I do find myself to be the most productive when the meet's approaching. So in that sense, I think it's the most beneficial for me just to always know like something's coming up.
Love that. So, and again, it kind of subverts the idea that like, okay, yeah, you know, you're only going to compete once a year, you're only going to compete twice a year. But I think it's interesting that you mentioned it's about having kind of that carrot right in front of you and knowing that like, you know, I have this meet coming up, I really need to stay locked in. So it is something interesting, especially for some lifters getting started, is don't be afraid to get on the platform. I think that's very interesting there. So very excited to kind of see how things go there. Now, taking a look at things off the platform, though, you and I got to discussing a little bit, is you actually had some pretty exciting news. Did you want to share a little bit?
Sure, yeah. So late last year, I got engaged to my now fiance, who I was dating for about 2 years at that point. She's actually here as well. She's going to be competing tomorrow morning in the 75 kilo class, and then me later at night. But yeah, we're getting married next year. So almost a year ago today, we moved in together in North Myrtle Beach, and yeah, it's been going great. I'm really excited to make an honest woman of her.
Oh man, that is so exciting. Congratulations from all of us here at USA Powerlifting. So I'd have to imagine some of those engagement photos, there has to be something with a barbell in there. Please tell me.
Unfortunately, no, but I will say to almost everyone that I show these photos, we get some sort of comment like, oh my God, your kids are going to be jacked. So
I love that. That's so fun.
I consider that a win. I definitely deal with some like imposter syndrome because I haven't been in the sport for that long. But to be on this stage, especially in the primetime session, is just really, really humbling. So I'm excited to see what I can do.
Well, we are super excited to see you do it. So, folks, make sure you guys watch our guy, 100 kilo Dwight Burns, at USA Powerlifting Primetime. And we are back, Solana. It is 2024 USA Powerlifting Raw Nationals Day 3 session. We are on to the bench press, finally.
I'm excited. We're going to have some big benching going on. Our first one's going to be Destiny Breen. The clock just got started for her.
And Destiny Breen, we highlighted earlier. Destiny Breen obviously going to be kind of waiting, stalking things out, waiting to see what everybody does on squat and bench press, hitting their subtotals, because Destiny Breen is definitely going to be pulling last in the flight.
Yes.
82.5 kilos on the bar here, bench press opener.
Receives the start command, the press command, and rack. You get 3 commands in the bench press.
See the call.
3 red lights.
Love that. And actually do recognize a familiar face out of New Jersey there in the chief referee chair, don't we?
State chair, John DeLezio.
That's right. Love to see all of the states represented here at USA Powerlifting across the platform, especially all day, too. Been seeing state chairs all over, doing a little bit of everything, too. It's been interesting to see as the weekend has progressed. Christina Leingard taking 85 kilos for her bench press opener.
So in order to receive that start command, you have to have your butt on the bench and feet flat. Elbows locked, it comes down, bars motionless. You get the press, and now you get the rack command. The most commands out of every lift in powerlifting.
Yeah, and inherently the one that a lot of people will mess up here and there, right, is because there's only 3. I mean, people think, oh, there's only 3. Well, there's 3, and you're holding something that's inherently incredibly heavy.
Yes.
So you want to get it out of your hands as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Rachel Karam now, 87.5 kilos on the bar for her bench press opener. And we mentioned missing bench presses, and statistically speaking, the bench press is actually the one where the 3rd attempt seems to be a demon of sorts for a lot of people. Missing 3rd benches is actually fairly common.
It is, especially with the women's side, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do see it a lot. 87.5 kilos here for Rachel Karam.
Good press. Yeah, benches get heavy very quickly. Three white lights. They get heavy quickly. Like a 5-pound jump or a 2.5 kilo jump can be a difference between RPE 6 and RPE 10 right away. So it can be kind of challenging to take that big incremental jump, especially for females. Males too, you see a decent amount of mid-thirds, but
it gets real fast.
It does.
It certainly does. Here comes another junior lifter, 82.5 kilos on the bar for Isabella Steiner.
So she was explaining to the spotter how to give her the handoff. And you can actually opt to get a handoff, which is when you get that help taking the bar out of the rack, or you can do a self lift off.
92.5 kilo bench press opener for Isabella Steiner. Snappy bench press there for the Virginia lifter.
3 white lights.
As expected for an opener. Audrey Miller coming out of here now. Interesting to note, we had a chance to catch up earlier in the week with Audrey Miller, and she did mention she's coming off of a bench press injury a little bit, so probably not expecting any all-time numbers here, but we will see depending on how things have been moving in the warm-up room. Opening up here at 97.5 kilos.
Her best bench ever is 115, so yeah, I definitely want to see how close she gets to her all-time best here.
This one could just be a gauge for how the day is going to go, especially coming off that injury. All right.
That moved well.
All right, 3 white lights. She likes it, of course. Audrey Miller, it's 1 through 9, truly. I mean, like every attempt, it's all about the animation. I love it. Whitney Weidenborder now coming in out of Wyoming, a volunteer firefighter. Fun fact, volunteer firefighter. She actually has a really fun resume. Volunteer firefighter, owns a DJing business, and also is an avid hunter as well. So she, and hunting is like one of the coolest things. 97.5 kilos on the bar for her opener.
I wish I was that cool.
You are that cool. Now here comes Whitney. So Whitney, let's see the call.
3 white lights.
All right, love to see it. And catching up with Whitney earlier was actually really fun, getting to hear a little bit about her, all of her different pursuits in life. And then, oh yeah, by the way, I'm also in USA Powerlifting Primetime. So just kind of throwing that one in there too, casually. And then as soon as she gets back home, she's like, oh yeah, you know, getting ready for hunting season. And that's like, it's not one of those things where you just sit up in a tree and you're waiting. She's hiking. She brings all of her equipment with her. It's just like, it's very physical as well. So she's been training for that in tandem with powerlifting.
Wow.
Very cool. So here comes Angela Catula now, coming off of that massive squat record attempt and then nailing it, opening at 100 kilos.
Very nice. So one thing you'll see is when people are laying down, they have a pretty decent arch, right, when they lay down. And the reason for that is in powerlifting, you just have to bring the bar down to your chest. It doesn't matter how close your chest is to the bar. So the bigger your arch, the less range of motion. That can make it easier to press more weights. So that's why I'll see arches. And we have Rebecca Euchre, 102.5 kilos.
And Rebecca waving
Opting
off
for a self-lift off, my favorite.
Big selfie fan. I like it. I like it. I just like waving off the handoff first. That's actually kind of fun. 102.5 for our junior lifter. Actually out of Minnesota. Master student, Rebecca Euchre. No wrist wraps here as well.
I keep telling you, I like no wrist wraps.
Yes. Yeah. See the call.
Okay. Presses it up and gets 3 white lights.
Now, interestingly enough, whenever you see kind of that no wrist wraps, I've been hearing from lifters, you never feel more stacked because you know if you're not, it's going to feel really bad. It's not going to feel good on your wrist. So you truly have that stack of your wrist, your elbows, and shoulders, no wraps.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it just kind of like, it makes sense when you see some people who are just like, hey, it just doesn't bother me. You see some great lifters across the sport who are also 500-plus bench presses, no wraps. Yeah. And, you know, as they say, Solana, success does leave clues, especially in powerlifting. Here comes Annie Podedwarny, 105 kilos for her bench press opener.
That's a solid arch.
Oh, that is I was about to say, I got arch envy right here.
And you'll notice, though, it touches more so the left side of her rib cage throughout lights. It doesn't have to, like, evenly touch your entire chest, just touch your chest, period.
Yeah.
So it's more touching, like, her more elevated left rib. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
All right, Maria Galick, 107.5 kilos. One big thing with the bench press is it's not really all upper body. Leg drive is super important. You'll see right here, Maria shoved her legs up to get her chest up. And you'll see a whole lot of leg tension, especially as the bar is being pressed away.
Very snappy opener there. Let's see it. 3 white lights for Maria Galick. Again, for Maria Galick, it's kind of all about hitting these lifts, making sure she stays with pace, twisting a gem silently right now. Kiara Wilson opening up now. These bench presses are starting to get heavier. 117.5. We're getting close to that 2 red territory for our females here, Solana.
We are, and the 2 ending lifters of the first round of benches are 75 kilo lifters, not 82s.
Wow.
But that's pretty common. I see that a lot.
Yeah.
Where the lighter lifters are stronger at bench.
Yeah. And that's just wild to see, isn't it? Kiara Wilson. Also had a solid squat session earlier. Oh,
Very
yeah.
nice and easy.
As expected. Let's see it.
And 3 white lights. All right. Ending the flight with the first bench is 122.5 kilos by Jasmine C.
And for that returning champion, Jasmine C, already kind of landed the plane on squat, did so awesome there. 1 through 3. Now coming into bench press, it's the same deal. It's starting to separate herself, especially given she has this really strong squat, or this really strong bench press.
She does.
This is where she starts to pull away.
Mm-hmm.
Sure enough.
Easy.
Yep.
Yeah, her best is 132.5, so I wonder if she'll do like even 5 kilo jumps.
3 white lights there for Jasmine C. Here comes Destiny Breen. 87.5 kilos here. Now, this is a standard jump, I would say, especially for females in that sub-100 kilo bench press territory.
5 kilos.
5 kilo jump, that's a pretty standard jump, I'd say.
I wonder what the biggest jump we'll see is. I hope we see 7.5 or 10.
I would like to see that. That would be fun.
Of course.
Yeah. Because that is, like, marginally speaking, that is a big jump.
Yes.
Right there. Absolutely. Destiny Breen, 87.5 kilos, actually coached by Sean Coleman, multiple-time world equipped champion.
Okay, got a little sticky, but she still pressed it up.
See the call?
And 3 white lights.
Sure enough, Destiny Breen keeping pace again. If you're following along on the LiftingCast, Destiny Breen is one to watch once we go into deadlift. And if she can land the plane and do 6 for 6, watch out.
Puts herself in a very good position. Christina Langard, 90 kilos. Using the bench to help her set up for that arch position.
And you are allowed to do that. It is within the rules. You can use the uprights to kind of set yourself up should you need it.
She has a closer grip. You can see her pinkies inside the ring.
Also seeing some lifters using their belt on bench press as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Been seeing that a lot this weekend.
I think the benefit of it is it helps you feel how braced you are, how tight you are. 3 white lights.
Love to see it out of Christina. And you do see it is for some people, they say, like, oh, that doesn't make sense. It's like I'm trying to breathe almost in my chest, or I'm trying to not to think too much about my brace, right? And for everyone, it's different. Again, that's why you love powerlifting is you don't have to use wrist wraps. You don't have to use these things. I've seen people use knee sleeves on bench press. Just if that's what feels comfortable,
yeah,
do it. There's no rules against it. Here comes Rachel Karam.
90 kilos.
2.5 kilo jump for her.
Last point on that, I think I see people with longer torsos who can pull off the belt on the bench press.
That does make sense.
Like short torso where it touches the rib, no.
Yeah.
Let's go.
A little bit of a fight on that sticking point.
It was just like back and forth oscillation.
Little bit. 3 white lights for Rachel Karam. Here comes our junior lifter, Isabella Steiner. Kind of see that. Yeah.
I say it was back and forth. Like like when the
Yeah.
bar gets slightly far in front, so you got to push it back.
A little bit,
One of
yeah.
those. Not
Kind of
like
gets a little bit out of position.
Mm-hmm.
That fun term we like to say in powerlifting, a little misgroove. It was RPE with a misgroove. Yeah. You know, my life is an RPE with a misgroove. Here comes Isabella Steiner, 82.5 kilo junior, 97.5 kilos on the bar for her second attempt. 2 up, 2 down.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Very
Isabella.
solid.
See it. 3 white lights. As expected, coached by Reggie Mouton. Audrey Miller. Now, she was hype after that opener. She liked it. She's hype after all of them. But the context here is obviously working off of the injury, knowing she's probably not going to be 100%.
Yes.
We know that her PR is 115. Given that she's jumping 5 here, probably opting to not PR, but probably just to try to build a total.
Absolutely.
That'll put her in the winner's circle.
And that's the thing of powerlifting. You're not always coming in 100% healthy and feeling amazing.
Yeah.
But you just got to piece together what you can.
That's right.
And hit your attempts.
Yep. Okay, I like that one.
It moved pretty well. I know the injury's
Okay,
on the
hit him with it, though. Hit him
the
with
injury's
it, though.
on the right side, right? So I know that side has been lagging since she's been dealing with this. You start to see a little bit here. If I had to guess, maybe
Please tell me we
2.5
got that on the
jump.
replay. Hit him with, okay, come on now. Loved it.
That whole replay was just for that.
I love it. I needed that. Whitney Weidenborner, 102.5 on the bar for her second attempt.
No.
Yeah, it's probably going to run out of gas there. So for Whitney, we saw a little bit of that fight on her second as well on squat. So now we're seeing it here on bench. Given that kind of moved the way it did, you have to repeat it. There is also the question of, do you scrap it?
I feel like when it comes to bench press, it doesn't take as much energy.
Yeah.
So going for it again is not the worst thing.
Yeah.
I think she'll retake it.
Yeah, I think that'd be a fair guess. So here comes Angela Catula, 105 on the bar. And got to call it out. See that lovely A7 logo right there. And if you're wondering, all across the board, A7 has outfitted all over USA Powerlifting Raw Nationals. Our lifters, our platform crew, our spotters and loaders, our broadcasters even.
I know.
mean, we got a little bit of A7 everywhere.
Amazing sponsor for USA Powerlifting.
Been with us for a very long time. Here comes Rebecca Euchre working backwards from that hamstring injury.
But still aiming for all personal bests.
That's right. 105 on the bar, taking a very tiny jump here to 105. 2.5 kilo increment here for the master's student out of Minnesota.
Let's see. I love to see like when they slide up and get that back tight and then unrack the bar.
It's a great angle too.
That was very strong press.
See the call.
Okay, 2 white lights and then 1 yellow card and knife. But
Let's
the yellow
take a
card can be
guess.
a lot of things. It can be
That is a
skipping
good
a command. Not but. Okay.
So not but, not
maybe
feet.
skipping a command.
Could have been, yeah. I think that's a fair one there, Solana. Annie Podmorny.
So her best bench is 112.5, and she's got 110 on the bar right now, so she could be going for a match or maybe a PR best. Ooh, okay, maybe
Ooh,
maybe
all right.
5.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I
a
would
maybe. It's 50-50.
I was going to say, it was like when they have that max arch bench press wide grip, even 2.5 can be slow.
It's tough because it's such a technical lift. The higher your arch is,
There's so much that you can miss off
you
of.
have to nail positioning
with you.
more so than just your strength.
I'm with you 100%. I'm with you 100%. I wouldn't be shocked with 5, but I also would not be shocked with 2.5.
We're going to see.
Yeah.
Oh, 2.5. Okay, she's going to go for PR match.
Again.
Good idea.
But you're right, though, is when you have that very highly technical bench press is all it takes is 2.5, and you could even still miss it. Maria Galick, here comes 112.5.
Okay.
Okay, that moved like a second, probably should. Let's see the call.
I'm going to give it 2.5 kilos. That was 3 white lights.
Yep.
Her best is 122.5, so not going for her best PR for a day, but I think she
you don't
got
have
2.5
to, right? Yeah,
exactly.
sometimes you don't
We
have
talked
to.
about that.
Yeah, Kiara Wilson, 125 on the bar for Kiara.
Oh, this is a PR match for her. Let's see how it moves. Can she best it?
Exciting to go for a PR match on your
On
second.
your second.
I mean,
It's the
come
best
on,
feeling.
right?
And
Yeah.
okay, my only option,
like-
if she gets it, is
Yeah.
PR.
Yeah, that's right. Kiara Wilson, our 75-kilo lifter, near the bottom of the flight as a 75. My goodness, Kiara Wilson.
Well, like I said, these flights are ending with her 75s for bench press.
Gets that
Very
soft
impressive.
touch on the chest.
Yes.
See the call. 3 white lights, sure enough, for
Okay,
Kiara Wilson.
So I give her 2.5 per kilos.
Kiara Wilson again, putting
And
together
just- Oop,
really good
replay.
performance. And now we go to the reigning national champ, 127.5.
So I mentioned her best is 132.5. I think she's on track to best it. No, I say match it, actually, if she hits this. Even 5 kilo jumps.
Yeah, for Jasmine, too, I think it probably is just about winning. So who knows what we could see. Let's see 127.5, how this moves.
That was good. Yeah, I
think
say 5 more
130
kilos.
You think 5?
Yeah. I said she's going to match her best, which is 132.
Think,
So I think
yeah.
5 more kilos.
I think after watching that, I'd almost like 130.
Okay,
But-
we're going to see what happens.
But she is also incredibly strong. Destiny
Okay, so-
Breen.
yeah, we're back to the top of the flight for our 3rd attempt benches.
Destiny Breen now.
92.5 kilos.
Destiny Breen making sure to hit all 3 attempts on her bench press.
This will be a 2.5 kilo PR for her if she does.
Let's see it, Destiny. If she can hit this, it would put her in a great position for deadlifts where she has massive deadlift advantage.
Can she get it?
Oh, it's fighting
going
back.
down, going down.
And you can kind of tell sometimes Solana is off the chest where that bar starts to kind of get out of position. You pop it off the chest, and then it starts
Yes.
to kind of travel forward or backward. Any sort of oscillation on a 3rd attempt bench press, it can
It's
usually
probably
spell
going down.
disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably going to go backwards. And that's unfortunate. But Destiny, again, if that's a 2.5 kilo PR attempt, she can probably make that up on the deadlift.
We shall see. We shall
Yeah.
see.
Christina Leingar now taking 2.5 kilo jump here to 92.5. Christina also, again, opting for that belt on her bench press. Getting that quick
There
call.
we go. Come on.
Bit of a fight.
I think it's good. I don't think her butt came off. 3 red lights.
All right,
There
we
we
like
go.
it. Great job there by Christina Leingar. Moving on to deadlift for her. Followed by Rachel Karam.
With the close grip.
Yeah. Staying stacked, and again, mentioning staying in position. Staying in position the entire time.
So maximum grip, by the way, for those watching, is index finger covering the ring. That's the widest you can go. And I think Rachel is doing max grip here.
92.5 on the bar here for Rachel Karam. Bench 3rd attempt.
Can she get a
Oh,
nope, down?
tough. And you know what?
We talked about this, though, 3rd
Yeah.
attempt benching.
But it makes sense, right? Is there's some people that do say when it comes to bench press, it's just like it's such a mental lift. It's such a mental lift, and at a certain point, you have to try to simplify it as much as you can.
I just say that 2.5 kilo increments for moments is a hard
Yeah.
jump sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
It can easily turn into, oh, that was pretty easy. Oh, no.
I've heard some coaches say to their lifters, and some lifters say to their coaches, is take whatever you think, or take whatever I think I can do, and subtract 2.5 from it. Isabella Steiner, 102.5 on the bar. Bench press third attempt.
Isabella's best is 105 kilos. This is just below her best by 2.5.
Oh, okay. Let's see the call on
Let's
this.
watch it. 3 white lights.
Okay. All right. 3 white
What'd you
lights.
see?
Now, something I did potentially see there, Solana, was an additional sink after she got the press command.
Okay.
Ever so slightly. That if it was caught, that would have been a blue.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, here comes Whitney Weidenborner, 102.5, retaking that, and it looked like it was on strength.
It
We
was,
saw
so
it,
I'm
right.
not sure how this will go. But I did say it can be worth retaking. I don't think it'll take anything off your deadlift.
Yeah, no. I don't think so either.
Can she get it?
Oh, Whitney!
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't think so.
tough.
Hard stop.
When that bar stops, Solana, 9 times out of 10, especially if it's there for like a couple extra milliseconds and it's not going anywhere,
Yeah, it's going down.
it is so hard to fight through. I could count on one hand how many times I've ever seen somebody grind through a 2 or 3 second bench press, right? It's so difficult. And those are the ones where it becomes actually disproportionately fatiguing going into deadlift. Now, Audrey Miller going for 105. This is 10 under her PR, but again, you have to mention she's coming off of that injury. She's just trying to do what she needs to do to keep pace to go for the win in the 82s.
So let's see. I figured we had 2.5 kilo jump from the second. Like I said, the right side starts to lag a teeny bit. Let's go, Audrey. Come on.
Okay, Audrey
that
Miller.
was good.
See the call.
3 right lines. Yes.
Just walking her
Excellent.
right off the platform there, knowing immediately what she got. She likes it. Angela Catula, after setting a massive new American record squat, now she's on to 107.5. I actually really do enjoy, by the way, I don't know if you noticed that she does this on squat and she's doing it on bench presses, double checking each side of the bar to
Yeah,
make sure that's
it's
loaded.
smart.
Yeah, you don't see it enough. And sometimes, unfortunately, even at local meets, is
Well, that's where I check.
yeah, you gotta catch it.
These are some great spars and loaders, though.
Yeah.
They have had.
I have not
I haven't
heard
seen
one.
any misloads.
I haven't heard or seen anything, any misloads. That's incredible.
So efficient.
Yeah, 107.5 here, 2.5 kilo jump for
With-
Angela Catula.
With the A7 singlet and the A7 t-shirt. Oh. All right.
Oh, tough. Sometimes it is glued to the chest, isn't it, Solana?
That can happen.
Yeah. Rebecca Euchre now coming in 110 on the bar for Rebecca Euchre.
Speaking of 110, one of our sponsors of the event.
That's right.
Kevin's been here with his pickle juice.
Yeah. Shout out. Got a chance to talk to Kevin Papa, and you know he's been slinging that 110 supplements
pre-workout
out there on the venue floor. Also some great T-shirts as well.
Amazing graphics.
Yeah.
But the pickle is really good, though.
Yeah.
Dill pickle. It's dill pickle.
I love it. Here comes our junior lifter, 75 kilo Rebecca Euchre out of Minnesota. 110 on the bar for her third attempt. Opting for that self-lift off.
Let's go.
Oh, man. And you actually nailed it, Solana, when you were talking about how highly technical it is.
Yeah.
When you have that higher arch. And she does is all it can take is a 2.5 kilo jump.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately. And you saw it there. Here comes Annie Potted-Warney. Taking that planned, we mentioned it, 2.5 kilo
Yes,
jump.
we
And
did.
she does have that really high arch.
Mm-hmm.
While it was snappy enough, we did both say wouldn't be shocked with 2.5.
Yeah.
She is indeed going for that 2.5 kilo.
Cannoli gang.
Cannoli gay. I love that.
I did see her at New York States. Yes, New York States is here.
All right, representing the great state of New York. Waiting to get that start. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I want to see what we get here.
3 red lights.
All right. I like it, Annie
Very
Potted-Warney.
nice.
Congratulations on that one.
I know she was mad at stage. She missed 1 or 2 benches.
Yeah.
And so they changed the protocol for her taper.
Now, moving on, we are finishing off the last 3 of all of our females here. Bench presses. Everything after this has at least a blue on the bar.
Yes, 117.5 kilos.
82.5 kilo lifter Maria Galick. 117 on the bar.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Seeing a lot of red.
The statistics are starting to look like they exist for a reason.
Let's see if we can get these last two.
Come on
I have
now.
faith.
I believe in it. I believe in it. 130 on the bar for Kiara Wilson. Going to see 130 2 times in a row here, Solana.
Yes.
Back to back. This would be a top 30 bench press in this weight class all time.
And we have multiple people hitting it, too.
Crazy. In one session.
Mm-hmm.
Kiara Wilson, 130 on the bar for her third attempt bench press. Having a great day so far. 75 kilo lifter.
Let's go.
Oh,
it's moving.
okay.
Woo. Did
Let's
she
see
grind
it.
Out? 3 white lights. Yes.
6 for
Perfect attempt
6.
selection.
Kiara Wilson.
And she stuck with it.
Wow. And that was a grind.
That was hard.
That was tough, Solana. That was tough. Now, Jasmine, she can't miss. There's no room to miss
There's
here.
not 2.5 less than her best ever, but 130 kilos.
What we did say earlier is wouldn't be shocked with 130, and sure enough.
No, I totally was like pushing 132.5.
Yeah, I know, and I love you for that, and I want you to keep that energy. By the way, Jasmine C, 130.
Let's see it. That was
Yes!
good. Okay, that was really well.
I like that a lot.
3 white lights, beautiful.
Yep, and again,
great job by Jasmine.
And Solana keeping that separation, right?
Yes.
Keeping that separation, just like, hey, don't get too close, 75s. Don't forget, I'm the reigning national champion here for a reason.
Yes.
Now opening us up. Shout out to all the puppers out there, everybody who's staying up and watching with us.
Yes, thank you for being here at USA Powerlifting Primetime.
Absolutely. Big shout out to our support animals. Dan Howell now opening us up on the men's side, 150 on the bar.
Very nice and easy.
Moving how an opening bench needs to move. Let's see it.
And 3 white lights.
So for Dan, just like Demetrius and some of our other lifters, is making sure to hit these bench presses. We keep saying it, but it's just that you have to know when you got that deadlift advantage, set yourself up for success. And the only way you do that is going 6 for 6 going to deadlift. You have to do it no matter what it is. And you have to remove your ego from it. If it's not you, your game day handler has to take your ego out of it.
One of y'all.
Yeah, one of y'all has to have this.
Preferably the handler has to be more objective than the lifter.
I would hope so. You're on less caffeine and ammonia at that point. Josh Hall now opening at 155. Josh Hall.
Nice and easy. All right, all right.
3 white lights. I like that, Josh Hall.
Decently big jump from 155 to 177.5 at a lower weight class. I'm telling you, lower weight classes, big benches.
Crazy. Wouldn't think that, right? I mean, usually they always tell you, like, hey, you want to get your bench, but move up in a weight class. And we're like, but actually, we're seeing on Primetime, it's actually almost the opposite.
It's for real.
Crazy. Demetrius Smith, very long arms here as well, which makes sense as to why his deadlift is so good.
Of course. 3 white lights.
There you go for Demetrius Smith. Same story for him and Dan Howell, how they're going to be battling neck and neck. I mean, they're the 2 low 90s here tonight in the day 3 session. So it's pretty much going to be kind of a, okay, your move. Okay, your move. And that deadlift battle on the 90s and the 110s.
It's going to be great.
Oh, my gosh. I cannot wait for that one.
Ramar Hall with 180 kilos.
And Ramar switching singlets, by the way. I don't know if you noticed that.
I did not, but to our sponsor, A7.
Yeah. Love the A7 singlet there. Very pretty. 180 on the bar. 3 white lights for Ramar.
And little tools of the trade here by that, I noticed that switching into the black singlet, Solana, sometimes that can actually help with hiding a little bit of that glute on the bench press, especially because it kind of hides into that black pad.
I wasn't going to say nothing, but
hey, clip that one off. Clip that one off and save that one for you lifters at home.
Well, that's why we say, like, people used to put chalk on their bottoms while they're benching. It's not a good idea because you can see the light more with the white.
Yeah.
And Dwight Burns, 187.5 kilos. Nice and easy opener.
Little tricks of the trade we just gave up right there. 3 white lights for Dwight Burns.
Very easy. And that wide stance bench, too.
And self-lift off. And that self-lift off, you saw it there, actually. Very quick start command that he got out of there.
Yes.
Like, pretty much set up immediately and got a very quick start command.
Well, that's a massive benefit, right? When you do have, like, here we have Jordan who's talking to the spotter to get to get a lift off.
Yeah.
It will take a little bit longer to get the start command, but also less energy wasted, so it's just give or take.
That's right. And that's the thing is, pick your poison, right? This is a variable that you're entering into your training and into your competition is getting a lift off.
And y'all, we know, Mom, I know it's 12:15 in the morning, but this is worth staying up for, especially when we get to the deadlifts.
Oh, yeah. Trust me, if you're watching right now, stick around. I promise you it will be worth it on this one. It's going to be so fun when we get to deadlift.
I really do mean Mom. She watches me commentate just for that. I'm not even on the platform.
Same thing. I have my father and my mom. Same thing. It's really, really fun. Tyler Wilson now opening up on 190 on his bench press opener.
So I was talking to his coach in the back, David Wilson. They're like, we're still going for first place, even with that missed squat. We're going to hit the rest of our list today.
And I can see why. Let's see the call on that one.
3 white lights.
Sure enough. Sure enough.
But here's the thing, right? You never know what can happen. Like, even if you miss a lift, you have to keep going with the energy of, I'm going to hit every other lift and see someone else can miss.
It's someone once, I heard someone say before, actually it was earlier today, was a short-term memory. You have to keep moving. You know what I mean? If it's in squat, you got 6 more attempts. If it's on bench, you got 3 more attempts after this. Like, we have to keep moving.
Yes.
There's more competition left to go.
Our world record squat holder, Lorenzo Wright, well, he will be official holder once he secures the total, actually.
That's right, and that's an important context to note there, Solana, is technically he's the provisional holder.
Provisional.
Okay. See
He's
the call on
one
that.
more deadlift.
Yeah, got to get one more lift there.
Three right lights.
Very lights.
Nice.
So from there, all he has to do now is register a successful deadlift, and that squat record will now be his.
All right, we got Jalen.
JJ Falk not hitting a PR on squat, but again, in chatting with Joe Stanek earlier this week, he had mentioned the goal will honestly just be to come in and do what I need to do to win. That's the big goal. And so far, it's trending well, at least on squat. Here we see 195 on his bench press opener. Taking a while to get that start command. Doesn't matter.
Moved easy.
Yep. 2 white lights. Now, is that a blue card?
Yeah,
okay.
I was wondering for the
that
elbows.
Start. Yeah.
And that could be why he got the longer start command.
That would make sense. And it was on the side, interestingly enough, too, which is like, depending on where you're sitting, it's...
Well, you can see their angle.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a really great... And
that.
that's Sophia Veras, by the way. If you guys had been listening earlier today, she was actually on the microphone as well. So if you recognize her, doing a great job and doing the business of powerlifting, as we like to say.
She also won the Equip Pro Finals.
That's right. Champion Sophia Veras. Preston Savoy. 210 on the bar. .210 on the bar. Let's see the call. 3 white lights.
Solid. Easy.
And for Preston, that hitting that opening bench press, right? It's kind of a formality. When he's a bench press national champion, we're going to be looking for something pretty big at the end here, don't you think?
We are. I can't wait to see how big his jumps are.
Brennan LaSala now taking 217
on the bar for his bench press opener.
We're almost at the bottom of our first attempt benches.
Which is interesting. Would have thought Preston would have been at the end here.
Well, let's see how big the jumps are.
Yeah.
He just took a 17.5 kilo bench press jump. That's huge.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is sometimes we don't know enough, like going off of the
Openers.
The openers themselves only kind of offer is like, okay, how are they feeling today a little bit?
Mm-hmm. You can look at subtotals and think, oh, this person's in the lead. But
Yeah.
people take 17.5, 20 kilo jumps on bench press. If everyone else takes 10, boom.
Dan Howell, again, keeping pace. That 7.5 kilo jump here to 157.
All right, let's see
Regional champ,
that
Dan
leg drive.
Howell.
That move really smooth.
Oh, yeah, I like that. See the call on that one.
3 right lights.
Now, for Dan Howell, as well as some of our other lifters, do we think that 10 kilos is there? Because if it is, that
I'm
would be
gonna say
that would,
at least 7.
I would think 7,
Yeah.
maybe even 5. And the only reason I say that is that there could be some extenuating factors. We're not seeing some lifters going for all-time PRs. This is a little bit later probably for some lifters to be training and competing, and that can affect things, can it?
I mean, lots of caffeine, some slaps, some ammonia.
Yeah. You know, just tell me why she didn't text back. Here comes Joshua Hall, 162.5 on the bar for the second attempt. Josh Hall really, I mean, been awesome to watch him so far. That's those squats were super snappy, and that opener was as well. Really kind of putting his name on this one so far.
Really on.
Right.
Very nice.
3 white lights there for Josh Hall.
Look how quick and efficient his Spartan loaders are.
And we've seen it all weekend as well. They really are the lifeblood of this. They're the ones who are kind of making these sessions go as quickly as they have. Demetrius Smith now taking 185 on his second. And for Demetrius, you can see that longer armed. I mean, look how high his rack position is.
It's
up there.
It's going to be a great deadlift. It's going to be a long way down for bench press.
Long way back up.
But it moves smoothly.
And very stacked position there on his bench press, kind of making sure that those elbows, wrists, and shoulder are all stacked in position. 3 white lights there for him. Onwards to Romar Paul Harayo. And we're seeing a little bit of changes in footwear there, Solana. I mean, I'm noticing that you're seeing some of these lifters opting to use kind of their deadlift slippers. Some people are using a little bit of those Hyper Vs, those really, really super, super grippy rubber shoes.
Ivankas.
The Ivankas as well. Everyone's kind of opting to do, I'm seeing a lot of flats and not as many kind of heels that you used to see in years before.
Yeah, with the flats, I think it's easier to get better traction. Just push it, really filling the floor out.
Yeah.
While you're benching. Let's go. Okay, that was good. And I will say, these carpets this year are very grippy.
3 white lights.
They're excellent.
And
it makes a huge difference on bench press.
I was going to say, you would know as well. You competed just yesterday, and being able to kind of feel out that carpet. And you've been to meets, you've been to so many meets before, and seeing kind of like, hey, they run the gamut sometimes, right?
Yes.
I mean, like, they're not always that sticky.
I've had not great carpets. We've all experienced it.
Yeah.
So.
And that's why you want to get the sticky rubber shoes. Here comes Jordan McKinley, our guest lifter. Missed weight earlier today for the 90s. Taking 195 and smoking it. Let's see the call.
3 white lights.
3 white lights. And for those of you wondering, how much does this carpet really matter? Why are lifters carrying carpet to the gym? I mean, that seems ridiculous. And why is everybody wearing the same pair of Hyper V shoes? It bears repeating. Success leaves clues. You really want to get good context with the floor when you're trying to set up on bench press. It sets you up for a good arch. It also sets you up with hard leg drive, making sure that it doesn't collapse and you keep that high rib cage position and stack. Here comes Dwight Burns, 197.5 on the bar. Quick start command, quick press command.
Very nice.
Let's see it.
I haven't seen anyone with like a sink technique tonight.
That is interesting to note. Is I haven't seen it and you would expect to possibly see it with some of these heavier lifters.
Heavier
right?
lifters, really strong benchers.
Yeah.
I was waiting to see one.
Yeah.
Sinking is when you kind of bring the bar down a bit more into the chest, and then when they say press, the bar cannot sink any lower.
That's right.
But you can kind of use that leg drive to pop it off and
Yeah.
get some momentum coming off the chest.
And that's the thing, too, is if it sinks any lower, then that'll be defined as a heave, and that'll be given a blue card infraction. So haven't seen that just yet, and you would, like you said, possibly expect that out of some of the heavier lifters. Here comes Lorenzo Wright taking 200 kilos for his bench press second attempt.
Let's
Okay.
go.
See the call?
3 whites, but I'm going to give him 2.5 kilo jump.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
And I would think that his coach, Heather Foss, is probably going to say the same. I think that would warrant a 2.5 kilo jump.
Yeah.
And again it's more just to play it on the safe side. We always talk about that third attempt bench press. It's the demon. Here comes Tyler Wilson. All right, see the call on that one.
I feel like these are very fair press commands.
3 white lights, and that's the thing too, Solana, is I like what you said about fair, because the letter of the law says motionless on the chest. It has to be when the bar comes down and touches the chest, you have to be motionless to get that subsequent press commands. And actually a master class, I feel like that's happening right now with John DeLessio at chief referee here in the primetime session. You're really seeing everyone kind of getting the same treatment on their bench press. You're not seeing deviations because somebody has a higher arch than somebody else, so I want to kind of make it a little bit longer for her versus him. No, you're seeing the same one, and I actually really like that. A credit to John DeLessio in the chief referee chair there. Here comes JJ Falk.
205 kilos in the bar.
His second attempt.
So you'll see he goes more feet close to the head with his leg position. That was good. That was
That was
closer
a
to
mild
a sink
sink,
technique,
yeah,
right?
a little bit.
Closer to it.
You can kind of see it, and that was a good call. 3 white lights on that one. Is in watching the setup there, he does have, and you're going to see some lifters who have that
Their
belt
feet.
right and their feet right. They're going to have a little bit more of that sink technique, and it's not that one is right or wrong. It's really about for the lifter, what feels better for your morphology, what feels better for your limb lengths, right? And we're talking about limb lengths, your arms, your collarbone width. All of these things are going to matter when it comes to your setup, how long your torso is. I mean, you made a great point earlier about when it comes to maybe opting to use a belt or maybe not a belt. I'm actually more surprised in seeing that some of these lifters are opting to use the 13-millimeter belts.
Yeah, besides the 10 millimeter belt.
Where it gives a little bit more clearance right on those 10-millimeter. Here comes Brennan LaSalle at 227.5 on the bar.
Strong.
Brennan LaSalle,
3 white lights.
500-pound bench, Solana.
Woo! See, and you said you're surprised not to see him at the bottom. I said, let's see how big
You're
his jumps are, right?
I love it. And guess who's next? That's our boy.
Preston Savoy.
That's right. Bench Preston, 500-pound bench press.
This is top 60 in the world all time for bench presses in this weight class.
It's a second attempt.
And I guess, so let's see how well it moves, and we can guess how big the jump will be.
I'm not going to say anything because I have watched Preston online, seen some of his bench presses, but I'm excited to see how this moves.
Come on!
Oh, a little bit
okay.
out of position. He did, and you know what?
He kind of hovered the bar.
A little bit. I thought.
Let me see.
Oh, and
Yeah,
you can't see that. And you can't. And the thing is so Solana, actually, we were talking about the sink versus the soft touch, the t-shirt touch, some people call it. He tried to almost kind of
Barely touch the chest. with it.
very. And
That can
John
make it.
DeLessio, credit to him, the chief referee, held him accountable and said, buddy, touch your chest, and then I'll give you the press command.
And by that, he means he made him hold it longer at the
Yeah,
chest.
that's right. Is right. It's like, and that's the thing, is he was a little reluctant there on touching his chest. Dan Howell now 162.5 on the bar.
5 kilo jump. 5 below his best. If he can lock it out. Oh, man.
Going backwards
All right.
there. And Solana,
We talked about where men fail.
yeah,
benches.
and we have had, you and I personally have had this conversation before, is sometimes I do find that men are failing at that like last 2/3.
Because their triceps give out.
It's just so much. It's like a lot of guys, they'll have the pop off the chest, right? You got a lot of strength. Like guys have really big like chest muscle, pectoral muscles, but then they run out of gas because it's just like, you got to get that lockout extension, guys.
Yes.
You really got to work on that. And
But
it's
for
like,
women,
it's
you'll
part of
see it more off the chest that it fails.
Yeah.
Like the chest gives out, not the triceps.
It's true. It's true. Now here comes Joshua Hall. Joshua Hall really putting his name out here in prime time. He's been having some very, very fast lifts all the way across the board. Let's see what he does with 167.5 on his third.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Let's see it.
3 right lights.
He likes it. He likes it. Matt Holden likes it, his coach, Systematic Strength.
With the Ivankas.
Oh, yeah.
Proud sponsor of our event as well.
That's right. Great job. Great shot by our Barbell Productions team. Tremendous work there behind the camera, our team, making sure to get all of our MCs as well.
Demetrius coming out with 190 kilos.
Now, Demetrius, he's going to be in that deadlift battle with Dan Howell. This can help him out a ton, especially given Dan just missed his third bench press.
Let's go.
Oh, a little bit of a fight. Come on. That last little bit.
And the triceps.
And once you kind of see it,
you can't
ever so
unsee it?
slight. Yeah, it's well that, but it's more so that once you start to see that bar ever so slightly go back down.
Yeah.
Smart call to pick it.
Grab it.
Smart to grab it.
Ramar is next, 192.5 kilos.
2.5 kilo jump here.
Let's
Good
go. That
fight.
was a really solid bench.
Yes, 3 white lights there for Ramar Paul Harayo. And that was a really good, smooth third attempt, actually, for him. Looking at that replay, that is a good third bench press call. Very smooth, kind of all the way across the board. The speed was pretty much consistent off the chest the entire time. But that's what we said is you're seeing a lot of men failing on that upper third, that last third of the bench press.
Yes.
On that elbow, on that tricep extension portion. So
guest lifter Jordan
call.
McKinley with 200 kilos. So since he's a guest lifter, looking at standings right now, it's a little bit early, but it looks like Daniel Howell is looking at a good position to be first place.
Oh my goodness.
And
wow.
He's been 15th, 9th, and 6th
Wow.
at Nationals before. He could
Jordan
collect a
McKinley
national
likes that
championship.
one. 3 white lights.
That was good.
Great job there for Jordan McKinley.
All right, so we have Dwight coming out with 202.5 kilos.
This would actually tie his bench press PR, which is huge to do in his primetime debut.
Did you rhyme on purpose?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was nice.
Okay.
202.5.
Let's go. Let's go.
Keeping it going.
Oh,
Let's
that was a
go.
really good bench. That was a really good third.
Like the call. 3 white lights. Good call by his coach. He's hype. Things have been trending really, really well for Dwight Burns. He's very excited to be here. The lights are not too bright for Dwight Burns so far. He's been doing so well tonight. Here comes Lorenzo Wright. 202.5. Now, Lorenzo Wright, not saying that he's giving up any kilos, but when it comes to the bench and the deadlift, it's all about kind of sitting and waiting now after he hits that squat, because he separates himself on the squat.
Yes.
And then he kind of just has to wait and see what everybody else does.
That's the thing when you have your stronger lift being in the beginning, like the squat or the bench press.
Yeah. You feel kind of helpless when it comes to that point at the end. You have to hit some bigger lifts.
Let's go.
Oh,
all
tough.
right. That was 2.5 less than his best he was going for, so.
Okay.
He still gets 200.
You know what I love, by the way, is sometimes you'll miss that third bench press. You just kind of laugh. You're like, there was no way I was getting that.
You're like, yeah,
You're just like, you know what, buddy? Like,
we tried, though.
We tried. I like the attempt, right?
I always say still try for bench press.
Yeah. So Tyler Wilson, 205 on the bar for him. This is a bench press third attempt for his debut in Primetime. Had quite a few debuts so far.
Let's go.
Oh,
okay.
Finishes that
Does
lockout.
not have to be even. 3 white lights.
I like it. I
It
like it
doesn't
a
have
lot.
to be even, just needs to get the bar fully up without any downward motion.
And we're seeing that the lights aren't too bright for a lot of our debut lifters, Solana. I mean, a lot of our lifters are showing out, guys, girls, all the way across the board.
They
Everyone
came here to
seems
play.
to be, yeah. You know, the lights aren't too bright for a lot of these people. That says a lot, especially when it comes to the primetime session. JJ Falk now, 212.5 for JJ. This actually would be a PR attempt
Okay.
by 6.5 kilos.
That is a large jump.
Let's see it, JJ. Come on, JJ. A little bit of that sink, pop off the chest.
There we go.
Gets that extension.
3 white lights.
Come on.
That was a much better sink than his last
Oh,
one,
yeah,
actually.
it was.
Like, that's the thing. You had to time it correctly when it comes to sinking technique.
It is.
So that was really well timed.
And that sink as well can sometimes lend itself to some hip extension too. And sometimes that butt can pop off enough for the referees to catch it. So it is a kind of a variable. It's a high risk, high reward, if you will.
So we talked about Preston,
Yeah.
and he is our big bencher. He needs to get this. He gets a lot of his kilos from the bench press, and he missed it on second.
And the thing is, for him, this wouldn't be a bench press PR. So 227.5, retaking it, probably the smart call though, Solana. Pop off the chest.
No.
Oh. Now, have to make some educated guesses here, Solana. It is likely a little bit later for some of these athletes. It's a little bit later in the evening. I would assume a lot of them might not be used to kind of training at this time, so it could be affecting some of our, that and the elevation of 4,300 feet above sea level.
But you also have to realize that everyone's in the same position.
That's right.
So
That's right.
Yes,
Yes.
it's later. Yes, some of us from the East Coast.
Yeah.
We're all still here at the same time.
That's
so
right.
we got to put it together.
That's right.
Brendan LaSala, 230 kilos. 2.5 kilo jump.
Finishing us out here on the bench press, last lift of the flight. Brennan LaSala, 230. We are an over 500-pound bench press.
Yes.
Come on now.
508, let's get it. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that was excellent. That was better than the second one.
It did.
It was better.
See the call.
3 right lights.
Let's go. Brennan LaSala, he likes it. He likes it. He's hyped. We're hyped. We are moving on. Wow.
And that was the last bench of the flight.
What a way to finish out on the bench press. So Solana, now looking back at every single lift from the guys to the girls, let's take a look at some of this action, how it ended up. So currently on the subtotal after squat and bench press, Brennan LaSala is quietly leading the charge here, right, followed by Romar Paul Harayo and then Miguel Mattis from the general
Morning
session.
session.
Yep, very, very interesting stuff there. Now on the 100-kilo class, Quentin Nunez in the 100-kilo class is actually pacing everybody on the subtotal by 5:52. Lorenzo Wright followed by him, Preston Savoy, and actually JJ in fourth.
Yes.
The reigning national champ. Now here comes on 90, Michael Crehan still ahead on subtotal, and then Primar Namnama right after that, and Gary Mendez. Now the missing context, you see Dan Howell in sixth.
Yes,
He can pull a house.
For the woman, Angela Catula, Audrey Miller, and Maria Galick for our top 3 right now. Let's see how it's going to shape up, though.
That's
by the time
right.
it gets to deadlift.
Destiny Breen is just outside of there. Kiara Wilson.
75-kilo woman, Kiara Wilson, Jasmine C., Rebecca Euchre. Now, I want to see how these deadlifts go. We're going to see the placements get moved around. And we have Audrey Miller for your interview. Let's cut to her.
I'm Casey, live with Audrey and Trashy here.
Trashy.
Audrey, you've done amazing. You have gone 6 for 6 so far on the day, and you have some of the most contagious energy. Tell me what you're kind of thinking going into deadlifts.
Going into deadlifts, I have a pretty good pulse. Sometimes I struggle a little on knockouts, so we're just hoping that it comes up like this and I hold like this. And I don't got a lot of brain cells right now, so I'm so sorry.
Well, we love your energy.
Shout out to 110. This is crazy.
Your energy is so contagious. We can't wait to see you on the deadlift platform.
Thank you.
And keep your buddy nice and close with you. We'll let you get to warm-ups, and we'll send it back to the commentators.
Thank you. Did I do okay?
Thanks so much, Casey, and thanks so much, Audrey, for catching up with us there.
And Audrey's raccoon.
And Audrey's raccoon, thank you so much. Now, Solana, we are moving on to the deadlift, and as we like to say, the meet doesn't start until the bar hits the floor.
Yes, my
Don't
favorite.
touch that style. Don't touch that dial. We actually have some really, really big battles coming in, all for national titles here at USA Powerlifting Nationals Primetime. Let's take a look here after a 10-minute break. Join us here shortly. We are back. 2024 USA Powerlifting Raw Nationals, Day 3 prime time. We are on to deadlift, Solana. We are getting some good shots here of the warm-up room. Our athletes are primed and ready, starting to hit those deadlifts. And now heading into the deadlift. Who sticks out to you in this session?
Jasmine C and Kiara Wilson for 75s for sure.
Yeah, I think that's a fair bet. On the 82 side, we kept talking about it, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to see. I don't want to drop the number just yet, but Destiny Breen is going to pull a house to open tonight.
Yes.
So here we go, starting off Annie Potted-Warney, 180 on the bar for her opening deadlift.
Let's see it, Annie. From New York.
Oh, yeah.
Easy opener.
See it?
Good lift, 3 white lights.
As expected, and we had mentioned, you know, those openers, they need to be snappy, right? It's something you can kind of do, maybe for a triple, it's an RP6, whatever you want to call it. It's something that's kind of mindless. It's like, I need to do this to register my total. If nothing else, it's that's why it's there. Shouldn't be missing openers. Now, if you do miss an opener, we have seen some lifters where it's too light.
Yes.
And that's why they missed it. See Isabella Steiner, our junior lifter, opening at 180.
Getting set. Right into it. Solid, snappy.
Very, very, very clean lift. And we mentioned missing your opener because it's too light. Now, first of all, okay, so I'm seeing a yellow there.
Oh.
Yellow card infraction on deadlift. Not going to pretend to know exactly whether, because it looked
not sure.
fairly clean.
It could be missing a down command. It could be moving the foot too early.
Could have been.
You know, not sure.
Been, yeah, and that's why we take the educated guess is, you know, the yellow and card infraction can imply a few things. So Whitney Weidenborner now opening up here, that conventional stance, 182.5.
3 white lights.
Yep, sure enough.
And on to Maria Galick with 185 kilos. This is a good time to follow along on LiftingCast to start to see where the totals shape up right after these openers are over.
National championships are on the line right now, so it's going to be quite the battle now that we're rounding out. The story of the meet is truly starting to be written now. Maria Galick.
Solid opener.
Very pretty pull there. 3 white lights for Maria. Onward to Rebecca Euchre, 185 for her opener.
Let's see it.
Our master student out of Minnesota, making her primetime debut. Okay, yeah, nice.
Easy.
Now,
we keep saying we want easy openers.
That's right. Now, I'm watching as all the different setups, and one kind of commonality amongst all of them is you can kind of see how simple a lot of these setups are. And when I say simple, quiet, whatever, it's really just talking about how repeatable their setups are. Is when you're seeing some of these elite lifters, it's almost like a golf swing. It's not going to be perfect every time, but I can repeat it every time.
Yes, you don't want to fiddle around the bar too long. It can make it harder to get the attempt, actually.
That's right. And for Christina Leingar here, 187.5. Let's see the call.
3 white lights.
And we mention that because when it comes to lifting, especially at the elite level, it's all about eliminating the variables. And sometimes if you do something in your technique or your setup that you don't do every time, or you're depending on it because it's like, oh, I do this sometimes and sometimes I do something else. Well, guess what? That's a variable now.
Yes.
And that's something that you have to eliminate because you want to make sure that if you can set up the same time, you're always going to say, as they say, set up for success. You set up for success on your squat, your bench, and your deadlift. If
really
nothing else, it's okay to miss on strength.
It's about not having to think about it when it gets to heavy lifts. That was a beautiful opener by Angela Catula, 190 kilos.
That's right.
Yeah, when you come on the platform, you just want to go. Like, do what you always do and then go.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing you want to be thinking about is just like, okay, well, usually I do 3 pumps to take the slack out, and then I wedge in. And then this time I did 4, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, hey, how about you stop doing that, right? It's just like set up, take the slack out, wedge hard, and leg press off the floor. Here comes Kiara Wilson, 192.5, deadlift opener. Kind of see that same scenario. See the call.
3 whites. Very nice.
And yeah, and the thing is at the end of the day, Solana, conventional sumo, it's really all the same in that that's what you're looking for in a successful deadlift is somebody who sets up fairly quickly, fairly repeatable. They take the slack out of the bar and they wedge into place, and then it's just a leg press at that point.
Well, let's see how Josh C does with this.
Very
I feel
quick.
like it was quick. I feel like it got stuck a little bit.
A little bit.
Like we on the
and
singlet.
I'm seeing a red card infraction. Now that on deadlift could be a lack of extension on the knees.
Or
maybe,
shoulders not being fully
or
back.
the shoulders not back, that's right.
Rachel Karam, 192.5. You only need 2 white lights, so she can move along.
So for Rachel Karam here, just trying to set that total. Trying to successfully set a total. A little bit slower at the lockout there. To be expected sometimes on that
3 white
conventional
lights.
stance. But a little bit slower at the top, a little bit slower than I would want to see on a deadlift opener. What do you think, Solana?
A little bit slow. I'm not sure that was actual strength or just
Positioning?
positioning, yeah.
And positioning can be really fickle, especially on the deadlift, is if you're somebody who has to set up really, really close, sometimes you can wedge a little bit too hard, over wedge, and then you knock yourself out of place.
Where you stand matters.
Right. Yeah, it really
Audrey
does.
Miller, 212.5.
Very explosive lifter there. You can see how hard she wedges into place, too.
So with Audrey, she switched to sumo for a few months, actually multiple meets in a row, and she just recently switched back to conventional. I think it's a
3 white
much
lights?
better move for her.
Yeah.
Her sumo positioning seemed like it was very hard for her to fully lock it out.
And I'm glad you mentioned that and there's multiple reasons for switch from stance to stance. Now, something that I have seen some lifters do is as they kind of gain weight, muscle, whatever, is for them, it seems easier to kind of wedge into place with their hips under them in a conventional stance as they go up in weight versus when they lose weight, you see a lot of lifters. That's why our lighter lifters, you're going to see a lot of that sumo stance.
Okay, so you were really excited about this deadlift, right? Destiny Breen, 222.5?
Oh, yes. And that's why. 222.5, and she just says, load it up.
So that move,
Load it up.
excellent.
And the thing is,
Well, the record for
I
this
love that
class
one.
is 241
go.
kilos.
Give me the sassy look on that one, Destiny Breen. And again, in talking to Destiny, she had mentioned, I will be watching very intently all of my fellow competitors. She says her and her coach are going to be watching LiftingCast the entire time, waiting to see what I need to hit. And sure enough, 222.5 moved exactly the way we expected it to.
And we have Annie coming out here, 190 kilos, wearing the Ivankas, a sponsor of our event, USA Powerlifting.
Oh yeah, Annie.
That was a
190.
good, solid second.
Love the look of those Ivankas, by the way. I like the low top and the high top option too.
I'm a huge hot top fan.
Yeah, like so. Do you use them for squat or
all three?
Deadlift? All three. Okay, I love that. I love that. I know some people like to have the mobility in the ankles a little bit more for low tops, like on deadlift, and then on squat they'll have possibly a little bit more for the high tops.
Whitney Weidenborner, 190 kilos.
There you go, Whitney Weidenborner. And I think, interestingly, so I want to see the call.
Well, I think it'll be 3 white lights. One thing about Whitney,
3 white
you'll
lights,
see,
yeah.
like, she kind of, I call it over-wedging.
Yeah.
When you kind of squat down and then your hips shoot up before the bar starts to break from the floor.
That's a great way to call it there. That is actually a very good call, because when you see it, you kind of know it's like, well, actually, your body will always naturally default to the position it's supposed to be on a deadlift,
right? Mm-hmm.
And naturally your body starts to punish you for it. And that's what you kind of see in some lifters is like, hey, you might need to work on your tech a little bit. Here comes Isabella Steiner, 192.5, deadlift second attempt.
Let's see it. Grabs it, wedge and go. There we go.
Yeah,
That was
Isabella
solid.
Steiner.
And we always know sumo can be tougher off the floor, but that was still a really good speed for a second.
And again, it's tougher off the floor, but that also inherently means it's going to be snappier once it gets past the shins. And you saw it right there, very kind of classic sumo. And that's to be expected when you have your feet a little bit kind of further out. So whenever you have depending on like when you're thinking about the force transfer into the floor, when you have your feet spread out, naturally you're going to be giving up a lot off the floor. But if you have them a little bit more stacked under you in that kind of pentagon shape, you're going to be able to kind of get a little bit more speed off the floor. But then inherently you're giving up some at the lockout. Here comes
Maria Galick, 195 kilos.
Oh, okay. She's reaching for her hamstring, it looks like.
Something hurt.
Oh,
Cramp.
could be a cramp. And that is something, actually, I got to talking with some of our friends, our coaches, earlier in some of the earlier sessions today. And they did mention that some of their lifters are getting some cramps that otherwise they never have before.
Yeah, I personally think it's the elevation. I saw some people struggling with that last night, you know, a little bit.
I was going to say, I was like speaking from experience possibly. Yeah.
But anyway.
Christina Leingar, 197.5 on the bar here for her second attempt.
Let's see it. Lock it out. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, that was solid.
3 white lights. I actually like that call as a second, Solana. Let's look at that replay. And interestingly enough, she does a little bit of a kind of like a set down and then pull back up, like, but not really taking the slack out that much out of the bar. And that's kind of why you see a little bit more of a fight maybe than she otherwise would have had. So something to watch maybe on that third. It might be a little bit slower than we're looking, or maybe she might not even get it. Angela Catula here taking 200 keys on the bar. Double overhand hook grip sumo pull.
Oh, and she has secured the world record squat since she now has a squat.
That's right. That's right. Congratulations to Angela Catula there. And let's see this one. 3 white lights. Sure
Very
enough.
Nice.
Great job there. And congratulations to Angela for now owning that American record squat now after registering some 2 successful deadlifts. Rebecca Euchre now 200 kilos on the bar for her second attempt. Rebecca doing really well in her debut as well.
She is.
Yeah, been fun to watch so far. Junior lifter.
Right now, currently forecasted for third place. We'll talk more about placings when we get to third attempts. That was a really good second.
And
3
success
lights.
leaves clues. I mean, you're seeing it here. When that deadlift moves, what might look as it's effortless, that inherently means that the technique is really clean.
Rachel Karam, 202.5. You said the opener was kind of slow. I said it was okay.
Yeah.
10-kilo jump.
I'm crossing my fingers on this one.
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah. 202.5 for Rachel Karam in the 75s. Wedging in hard. Trying to get those shoulders back. Okay, let's see the call.
3 white lights.
I like it, Rachel.
I told you.
And and again, you can kind of see that hip
That was
shoot
tough.
up.
That was tough. Yeah.
That hip shoot up, and that's kind of what worries me a little bit on that third attempt. Is what's going to happen there now that you're going to load it up on a third? Is that positioning really going to stay? And can you really fight through that? We'll have to see how it moves on that third attempt. Kiara Wilson, very wide stance deadlift again. That's going to inherently mean it's going to be a little slower off the floor, if anything.
Let's see it. Nice little wedge.
Snappy after. Yeah, that's right. You can see it right there.
Great.
Really, really snappy.
As we're just looking at deadlift records, because I know Destiny wants to go for one.
Yeah.
The 82.5 kilo record is 241 kilos. The 75 kilo record is actually higher with 246 kilos.
And that actually kind of makes sense. And let's see Jasmine C sit up here for 207.5. But it's not crazy to hear that solely because let's take a look at Jasmine C real quick, and we'll get back to that thought.
Let's go.
Oh, getting caught on the quads there a little bit. She did get that red card infraction for not extending.
At first I thought it was getting stuck on her singlet, but no, I think it's just slow right there.
3 white lights. She's giggling about it. She's like, hey, you know what? We made it. And
I'm curious what her third will be. Jasmine's best deadlift is 220 kilos in competition.
And in mentioning that, I wanted to get back to that thought there, Solana, is sometimes with the lighter body weight lifters, it's easier for them to drop their hips into place and essentially eliminate that moment arm between their hip and their and the barbell itself. So if you can do that, usually you're in a better leverage position. That's why you kind of see some of these lighter lifters be able to pull even higher than their higher
weight classes.
So there goes Audrey Miller, 222.5 on the bar. Deadlift second attempt.
There we go.
My goodness. Audrey Miller. 3 white lights. Audrey Miller having a good time so far in the primetime session. No stranger to it. Destiny Breen, 237.5. Unbelievable. I mean, she's added 100 keys to her total in just 2 years' time. 600 to 700 kilos. I mean, meteoric, truly. 15-kilo jump from 222.5.
American record deadlift last year, 2023, and I know she wants to hit that again this year.
Within reach so far, especially with how that opener moved. Let's see 237.
Let's go.
Okay.
That was good. Okay. Let me see.
Let
me see what she. Okay, 3 highlights. All right.
I would say a tie.
5-ish more kilos on her. Do you think more? I say 5.
Me, I love the 5 call, but I'm going to go for a Solana call, and I'm going to say 7.5. I'm gonna go a little bit spicy on that one. I would say the tie. If I'm not mistaken, that tie would be hers as well too. Would it not?
It would be.
Yeah.
Well, she can play around with the fractional amount since she can go for a deadlift record, right?
Right. So she could go 8.
241.5.
Yeah.
That's all she really. That's not even 8.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, you're right.
It's only 241. Remember?
Yeah, that's
like
right.
a 3.5-ish kilo
yeah,
jump. So
right. Apologies, math.
I say she just fractionally passes it and chips it.
Yeah.
Maria, she missed her second. She looked like she had a cramp. She might not be coming out.
And that would actually make sense. So, Solana, some of our lifters, again, we had kind of mentioned in talking to some of our coaches earlier in some different sessions is some lifters have been kind of running into some hydration issues that they otherwise didn't have before kind of previous nationals or previous meets. So it's kind of interesting what you're kind of seeing here. And it could be any number of things. It could be the time of day that they're lifting. It could be the elevation, any number of things that could be going on, because it's just like, well, I mean, every lifter is not going to have the same peaking protocol. Every lifter is not going to have the same recomposition protocol.
Yeah.
So, but if the one commonality is they're lifting at the same time, and they're lifting in the same place, and they're all cramping, it's just like, okay, something has to be happening there, right?
I really think it's more so, but just guessing, elevation.
Yeah.
Like the timing of the day.
Yeah.
Well, now we are lifting at night, so longer time dehydrated.
Yeah.
If you're cutting, so it could be that too.
Yeah.
But
a lot
I
of
also
confounding
have seen
variables, am I right?
Yeah.
It can be a lot of confounding variables. Now, Maria Galick, just as you said there, Solana.
Timed out.
Opting not to kind of go, but giving the courtesy to the lifters to kind of take a little bit of a breather. And now we're moving on to Whitney Weidenborner taking 195. We are on to the third attempts on deadlift, Solana. National championships will be earned here.
Yes. So
let's go.
She is 75-kilo lifter. This will move her from 8th to 7th if she hits it.
Oh, tough off the
does
floor.
Not have it. All right.
Still glad to see Whitney out here in her primetime debut. I guarantee you're going to be seeing her back again there soon. And again, thank you for your service, Whitney. $200 kilos on the bar here for Annie Podedwarny.
All right, let's hit it. 200 kilos. Can she go?
Oh,
It's
there's a
still
fight.
going.
There's a fight. Oh,
I wasn't
gosh.
sure. I was like, if she gets past the knee, she might be okay. It got just past it, but she couldn't finish it.
And that's the thing too, is unconventional is past the knees is actually even harder sometimes,
I
right?
know.
So like, that was a tough one. Now, still a good day though. Nonetheless, being able to make it out here to prime time is an accomplishment in and of itself. So happy to see her out here under the bright lights. Christina Linegar, 202.5.
So 5-kilo jump
on the bar here. Again, I mentioned she had a little bit. It was a little bit slower on that second. Still good enough. But I'm curious. She doesn't really take the slack out and then goes. So let's see.
Temporarily moves her in the 5th place.
And
come on. Ooh, can she keep going? It's going.
Oh,
it's going.
Christina
it's
Linegar.
Going.
Come on!
Ooh, that was a max effort attempt. Perfect attempt selection. And 3 white lights.
Let's
That
go.
was excellent.
She had
That was
0
excellent.
kilos after that. That was such a good call.
Her
Such an
best
interesting
deadlift before
technique,
was
too.
205.
Wow.
So that was 2.5 less than her best.
Yeah.
But that was perfect for the day.
Yeah. Such an interesting technique there.
All right, Isabella, 205 kilos.
Isabella Steiner, man. What a day she's having so far. 205 on the bar here for the Virginia lifter in prime time. Oh, this
Can
one's
she
tough
keep
off the floor.
going?
Little bobble.
I don't think so.
Oh,
I
no,
don't
getting
think so.
stuck.
All right.
Oh, still a great debut here, though, in prime time for the junior lifter. I mean, what an evening for her.
Puts her in second place for juniors.
Angela Catula has now, with that miss, has locked in junior gold, and she is a junior national champion here. Now pulling 205.
This is Angela.
Currently, temporarily in second overall. Having a great day. Let's see it, Angela. Keep it going.
Let's go.
Oh.
No, it's not have it. Okay.
Tough, tough. But you know what? Again, congratulations again to Angela, junior national champion.
Junior, that's a huge win.
Still, absolutely.
All right, so Rachel Karam, 207.5 kilos, 5 kilo jump. It will keep her overall in fourth place.
75 kilo lifter, Rachel Karam. Got a little bit sticky last time.
It did.
This
So
is-
5 kilo jump, I say it's fair.
Yeah, I think we did mention that. It's worthy of giving it a shot, right? It's prime time. Let's see it, Rachel. Hard wedge.
Let's go.
Let's
Can she
go. A
lock it
little bit out
out?
front. She's a little bit out front. Locking it out.
Woo!
See it.
3 white lights. Oh, perfect.
I love it. Now you can see
at
she
that.
kind of gets out of position. Like those shoulders need to come back. And she likes it, man. Wow.
Good job.
That last little hip extension was such a fight.
All right, Rebecca Euchre.
210 on the bar here for Miss
For
Rebecca
75,
Euchre.
First place right now for the junior, and it will keep her in third place for the open.
This would be a 5 kilo PR attempt for the Minnesota lifter. Let's see, Rebecca.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah, come
Wow,
on.
good.
Big smile. See the call.
3 white lights.
Come on. Carrington likes it. Rebecca likes it. We like it. What a night. What a debut.
All right, so we just saw here drop from 227.5 to 217.5 for her deadlift attempt.
Okay. Solana, what does that look like to you?
It looks like, so this will technically have her in first for now if she
That's
hits
right.
it.
Pulling for the lead. Pulling for the lead.
Let's see if she hits it.
Kiara Wilson, we got gold medals on the line here. 75 kilo crown on the line right now.
And then this will determine what Jasmine drops to once she sees Akira successful with the lift.
I got to stand up for this one. I'm sorry. Kiara Wilson. 222.5.
Let's see it.
Come on, Kiara.
Let's go.
Wedging into place. Kiara Wilson.
Oh, yes.
Jasmine,
Good.
your move.
All right, so now that gives her a 557.5 kilo total. Jasmine can drop down. She's
Currently,
got body weight advantage, so Jasmine needs 222.5 to win.
that's right. Currently in, what a shot, Barbell Productions right there.
That was an excellent lockout.
Currently in the lead, Kiara Wilson for the 75s.
Perfect. Like I said, Jasmine needs 222.5. She just drops that number.
Wow. Solana, This is as advertised. Our 75s actually became the fight that we kind of thought could have happened.
Yes,
and it's
between
not
Kiara and Jasmine.
And it's not because Jasmine wasn't bringing it. She's bringing it. Jasmine absolutely is giving it her all here. It's just Kiara is that good tonight.
And she'll have, so Jasmine's best is 220. She has to go for an all-time PR to win.
Girl. Got to make sure, move the bar up and make sure, clean that up, please.
Yep, clean it up, move it around.
Yeah.
Right where she needs it.
This is a 3-time champion potentially looking at an upset if she doesn't hit this lift.
Let's go. Now, the bar's been getting sticky right at the top of her quads.
It has.
So can she pull it and lock it out?
Jasmine C trying to go for her 4th national championship in a row in the 75s.
It's a 15
Let's see
kilo
it.
jump. Let's go! It's moving! It's moving! Can she lock it? Can she lock it? Oh, I don't know. I don't think so.
Kiara Wilson is your new 75-kilo champion. Unbelievable. Takes out the reigning champ. Let's check and see. Jasmine is okay. You can check on her husband.
So this is what happens, right? When Kiara
Looks like she's
pulls
okay.
first, it put Jasmine in a position to have to pull her last attempt.
Wow. Wow. I mean, Kiara Wilson taking out the – oh, okay. Just seeing that replay, making sure that her husband's got her there. Now, taking out the 3-time champion,
Yes,
Solana, that's
a
no
huge
easy feat.
accomplishment.
And doing it, the thing is, it wasn't because Jasmine left the door open.
She got every single squat, every single bench.
Wow. Kiara Wilson, congratulations to our 75-kilo lifter. What a battle. And the thing is, Solana, we still have battles going on.
I know.
I mean, it's
but
not
that's
over
what
yet.
you have to do. You have to force the person to have to pull their last deadlift if you're going first. And
Let's
she
go.
put on max effort.
We
Let's
got
go, Audrey.
5:01. 5:01 on the bar here.
So even without this lift, she should still take first place. It's
That's
a 5
right.
kilo jump from second to third.
500 big ones for our 82.5-kilo female, Audrey.
Oh, can she lock it out? Almost.
Oh, no.
Lost it. All right, regardless,
Just
she's in
get it.
first place.
Getting her bearings. Okay, she says,
Very
I'm okay.
nice job.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. You know what? Great job there.
Now here we go. Destiny Breen
This is
going
it.
for the world record with 243 kilos. This is 2 kilos above the deadlift record.
This was Dana McNeil's record since 2018, 6 years ago. Wow. Destiny
Yes,
Breen.
Dana McNeil's total record.
That's right. That's right.
And it's Margaret Nacy's deadlift record she's going for.
Destiny Breen, man. We talked about it before. She said, she's like, I'm coming for it. I want to pull last.
She made that clear.
And I'm going to pull for a record.
It brings her
Team
from 4th to
Destiny.
3rd place so she can podium and get a pro card. So a lot on the line. A pro card, a deadlift record.
Destiny Breen, 243 on the bar. This is an American record attempt, total record attempt.
Can she get it? Oh! Yes!
See the call.
Let's see.
It's
Green
Destiny.
lights.
It's Destiny.
Beautiful.
It was meant to be.
Wow.
Wow.
That was perfect. She got what she came here for.
Wow. Unbelievable. Look at the
Look at
fight.
the lockout. Look at the lockout.
Look
Oh my
at the
goodness.
fight on that one. Destiny Breen, congratulations to Destiny. What an unbelievable pull there for the 82s. And to break that total record that stood by for 6 years from Dana McNeil. I mean, have a night. Wow. Incredible stuff there out of Destiny Breen.
And it's not over yet.
Wow. That is a podium spot pull for Destiny Breen. And onwards are our men now. Brendan LaSalle here opening us up at 287.5.
So now we can see the battle we've been talking about with the 90s and the 110 specifically for the deadlift.
And we had mentioned actually that fight is going to be the one to highlight here, especially given that we knew
that Demetrius and Dan are going to be the ones pulling at the end of this flight, which is crazy to think because they're 90-kilo lifters.
I know. So let's see. It's Lorenzo Reich. So this will be him securing his squat world record if he gets his deadlift.
Wedging in hard into place. See the call.
And it's sealed. Very nice.
Now, I kind of want to see that replay a little bit if we can. If not, we'll see kind of Lorenzo on the second attempt. But he had an interesting kind of setup and execution on his deadlift. Now, here comes Preston Savoy. Probably not having the day on bench press that he wanted, but looking to bounce back here on his deadlift, opening at 300 kilos. And Preston actually has a really interesting setup where he pulls on the smooth hook grip.
He does.
Yeah.
Great observation.
Yeah. It's very interesting.
Three white lights.
And it's interesting for multiple reasons. One, in that, like, mechanically, is it that efficient? Actually, not at all. And then second is that it also inherently kind of leaves you susceptible to pec injuries. When, especially for somebody who has such big pecs like Preston, is you're putting your hands so close that now, even just do that while you're standing here, you can feel that your pecs are starting to flex, and then inherently you're actually putting yourself at a mechanically disadvantageous position.
And Ramar Paul, 310 kilos on the bar for the opener.
Conventional hook grip pull.
There we go. Beautiful. Easy opener.
Very snappy. He likes it there. 3 white lights for Paul Harayo. Dwight Burns, been having a day so far, my man. I mean, when I got to talk to him earlier, it was such a treat because you could kind of see the glow in his eyes. He was just so happy to be here, so grateful to be here. I mean, had his family and friends coming in with him, and for him, I think it was just like, man, this just means so much to be here, and he's just so excited, so happy to be in this spot in prime time. And, man, he is really showing out that he deserves to be here. 315 on the bar.
Also a hook gripper.
Oh, yeah. Very snappy there.
Easy.
Also,
All right.
also recently engaged, by the way. Dwight Burns, congratulations.
Jordan McKinley with 320 kilos.
Now, Jordan's in an interesting position, Solana, in that there's nothing really on the line here for him here. So some people might take that a couple different ways. In one, you know, and he's about to take 320 on for his opener, but some lifters might be like, you know what, I just kind of want to hit some lifts and get out of here. Maybe I don't want to risk it too much. Or
go all out.
Go all out.
I say go all out.
Yeah.
Because you're already here.
Yeah. And I think that that's honestly probably the best way to kind of do it is make the most out of your platform time. You know,
exactly.
I mean, you drove here, you flew here, whatever it is that you did, you're in prime time. Go for it. Show everybody around the country, around the world even, what you're made of.
Tyler Wilson, 320 kilos.
Let's see it, Tyler. Oh, wow. And you can kind of see how technically savvy some of these lifters are in watching 3 white lights there for Tyler. Is some of these double overhand hook grip sumo pulls, they're very kind of like simple, quiet setups and very, very pretty too. Now, this has some big potential to be one of the best deadlift sessions we've had in a long time. Demetrius Smith here, opening at 325. Oh, man. You want to talk about effortless?
Easy. So we have 7 people pulling over 750 in this flight.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
This is USA Powerlifting.
What are we
Primetime.
doing? Oh, my goodness. 325 on the bar, deadlift opener.
And that's just for openers.
And guess what? They keep going up, and JJ isn't even the last one here in this flight.
I know. We have Dan Howell and Joshua Hall.
This is wild. And JJ, too. JJ is also one of the younger lifters, not just in his flight, but really in the entire prime time.
And looking at this, we kind of mentioned like the differences in some of our lifters and their techniques. Look
And you
at
can see where he puts his belt too. It's a very high belt position. It's like on the rib cage actually, but I saw this actually last night as well in Primetime.
Yeah.
By the winner, Cassandra Carlton. She has a very high belt position in her deadlift.
Yeah.
And she pulls sumo too.
And the thing is too, is for some lifters I've spoken to who do this, is for them, they want to almost use it as a way to lock their pelvis down into place. It's like you want to take that brace, draw that rib cage down, and it's almost a sensation thing where you can kind of feel that rib cage being pressed down against the floor of that pelvis.
Yeah, because more common to see it where Danielle Howe was holding it, which is a bit lower.
Yeah.
330 kilos for a 90-kilo lifter for an opener.
Let's see it, Dan. Dan Howell, known for his deadlift. Regional champion. Dan Howell looking to be a national champion.
For the 90-kilo weight class.
Oh, brother. See the call on this.
3 white lights.
Seeing that service dog there, very cute.
So now we're going to really see the battle of the 90s right here. Joshua Hall, 340 kilos.
Josh Hall.
First place, 100-kilo collegiate national champion and holding the collegiate American record squat and deadlift.
White singlet?
White singlet.
That's right.
I'm a fan.
That's right.
We
Josh.
talked about this.
That's right. Josh
you
Hall.
love it too, right?
Yeah, totally. Josh Hall, 340. Josh Hall's been moving everything so lightning fast. I don't expect this to be any different.
Let's see it.
Double overhand hook grip. Sumo pull. Getting set, locking that grip in.
Very nice. That
Sure
was
enough.
a snappy. Every lift is snappy. You know how some lifters just have a slower lift? Like he's just, everything's fast.
I just love how sassy he is, though, after every lift, though, specifically. Is the belt flick and then just almost just kind of talking to the camera directly. Watch this real quick. My man is built for prime time. My man is absolutely built for prime time.
Easy.
Hitting it, strutting a little bit on the platform, and I love to see that. Come on now.
All right, so Brennan LaSala, 302.5 kilos.
Gino's favorite number.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even see it yet.
You see the graphic. Brennan
Mark of the beast
LaSala.
number.
The number of the beast. Man, incredible work our guys do here at USA Powerlifting. It's just like, it never gets old to me seeing that big Gino graphic in the background.
Never.
It's 302.5, the number of the beast, 666.
All right,
Gino's
so
a legend, man.
I know.
Speaking of Gino being a legend,
Oh,
that's an
t-shirts.
A7 branded Gino
Yes,
t-shirt, by the way.
A7 is selling these t-shirts. If you're actually here this weekend, you can get one from the booth.
I might cop one myself. Lorenzo Wright, 317.5 on the bar here. Lorenzo already locking in that squat after hitting his successful deadlift opener. Here comes 317.5.
Okay, locks it out.
Let's see something. I want to see the call on this.
3 white lights.
3 white lights. So interesting kind of like technique that Lorenzo Wright has. It almost seems RDL-ish of sorts.
Oh, yeah,
where,
higher
like,
hips.
Yeah, a little bit of a higher hips. And again, for somebody who has like such a massive squat, he kind of does have to move around some things
He
there,
does.
and that does make sense.
A lot of heavy lifters have to move around.
They do. And again, that's why we mentioned that there's some lighter lifters that
To
have
outpull.
There you
It's
go.
Very, very common, but they don't really out-squat them, right?
That's right.
Mhm.
And that's where the,
That's where the mass is helpful.
that squat belly. Give me that. Yeah.
Ramar, 322.5. Preston Savoy, I'm sorry, 322.5 kilos.
There you go. And Preston
I can't
again.
not
pulling
just
on
stare
the
at the
smooth.
smooth. Like, I've never seen that kind of
322.5.
setup. That's really unique.
Yeah. That's right. I mean, that's just kind of what you got to do when you're that jacked, truly. But again,
It's still really unique for a jack person to,
to me it's even more so.
That's
because,
what you're saying.
because he has such a big chest as well too. It's honestly it's impressive. It's masochistic in some ways. But here comes Ramar Paul Harayo.
25-kilo jump on his second deadlift.
335.
This will bring him up to second place in the 110-kilo weight class with this pull.
Silently kind of putting together a really great performance here, Ramar Paul Harayo.
He is.
Let's see it here. 110 kilo. Trying to secure himself into a podium spot here. Taking that slack out, wedging into place.
There we go.
See the call.
3 right lights.
I like it. I like it. Keep cooking. Keep cooking there. Dwight Burns now.
30 kilo jumps. This is what I love to see. I love to see the big jumps and the deadlifts.
Yeah.
Because you have to realize that you can't do too many super heavy deadlifts when you're this strong, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna see these really big jumps. They can really save it for the last one and really build into it.
I do really like seeing this. And the thing is, Dwight has done this. He did it on squat as well. Did it on bench press. Not surprising to see it on deadlift. Oh,
there
yeah.
we go.
I
Very
like.
strong.
Okay.
Oh!
All right, Solana, what did you see on this one?
I mean, he just let go. I don't know.
A little slip on the right. A little slip on the right.
Oh, what? The right started to go down?
Yeah,
And okay.
a little bit. Now, it moved well enough.
Unfortunate.
It moved well enough. Are you still jumping? Because I would.
Well, at the end of the day, it's third attempt next, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna see what you need, see how you can place. You got you're basing off a lot of stuff at this point.
Yeah.
So you're gonna put in a high number, but you might drop it down.
Yeah.
We'll find out. Jordan McKinley,
And again,
25 kilo jump.
for Jordan, it's a showcase meet at this point.
I think it makes the most sense to go all out in his position.
Got to. Show out, young man. See it?
3 right lights.
I like it. Jordan McKinley, keep cooking. And the thing is, Jordan McKinley has hit some really big deadlifts in training. Believe he hit a 362.5, so, or a 350, I believe. So,
All
could be
right.
very excited to see what he does here at the end.
Dan Howell.
347.5 for Dan Howell.
Who is holding on to first place right now.
Dan Howell trying to set himself as a 90-kilo champion. I mean, what a journey for Dan Howell, a staple at Nationals, kind of finding himself outside the top 10, then inside the top 10, but outside of podium territory, now possibly trying to set himself to be a champion.
National champion. If this moves well.
Brother.
Okay.
Come on now. Let's see it. Let's see it, Dan Howell.
That was very nice. He's in a really good position to take the national championship.
And actually, so for the people at home watching, that is actually his service animal.
Okay, that's why we can get
Yes,
this,
that's
the
right.
shots
Yeah,
of
you
the
got
dog.
to. And I love seeing that shot. We love puppers out here. Demetrius Smith, 350.
25 kilo jump.
He did hit 362.5
From our
for 2
90
already
kilo.
in training. I like that.
Look at that.
I like
Look at
this
that.
one.
I want to see what happens with third attempts right now for 90s.
3 white lights on that one. Solana.
That moved very well.
370. What do you think? Or your 367? 367. 370?
I say you put 370, but then we got to see.
Put 380 and just bluff, right?
Okay, well, Daniel Hall has the higher lot number, right?
Yeah.
So he's
Tyler
he gets
Wilson.
the ability to go second.
30
Tyler
kilo
Wilson,
jump,
350.
so snappy. Wow. Tyler Wilson also having a great day as well. 3 white lights there for Tyler, coached by the great David Wilson.
So real quick, so Demetrius is going to put on whatever he can pull
Yeah.
because Daniel gets to go after.
Yeah.
So in that case, okay, I'm going to give him 20 kilos.
Yeah. JJ Falk
But he has to
here
hit it.
trying to put himself in a position to still win the crown and retain his national championship in the 100 kilo category. As of now, he's actually outside of a podium position.
He is.
Solana.
I was just seeing that. For
352.
juniors in first, but fourth place right now.
This 100 kilo class came correct this year.
I know.
My man.
And he's hitting every single lift, but we did note that he's not hitting the top end that he's done in competition before.
That's right. Yeah, and looking at his previous numbers, this isn't peak JJ so far.
It's not.
Okay, all right, hitting this one. Let's see the call. He's probably going to get it.
2 whites.
2 to 1.
Okay, a yellow card. Let's figure. Let's
and that's the
guess.
second time he did it, by
I
the
don't-
way, Solana.
I don't know what it is.
I'm not sure.
It can't
could,
be a down command.
I
So
don't think so, but again, we can't
B.
hear it exactly from him, so it could be. but I won't pretend to know. Here comes Josh Hall again, having the prime time of all prime times so far. I mean, like, he's been just a show in and of himself. Like, what a showman, too. 20 kilo jump to 360. Been watching his training leading into this.
For juniors, it's pushed him in second place if he gets his pull. 6th overall right now for open.
The recent University of Houston grad, Joshua Hall, having a day so far here in his primetime debut. Getting himself centered, taking his time, setting his hook. He's a double overhand hook grip sumo pull guy. Does a little bit of that kind of like, you pump a little bit and then you take the slack, wedge, leg press. Okay. I like that one. Let's see it. Yeah. 3 white lights. I think we might see an American record attempt here, Solana.
So the record currently is 383 kilos. So that means taking a 23.5 kilo jump at least.
He did take a 20 kilo jump.
Okay, so let's see it. I think he'll go for it.
I say go for it. At this point.
At this point, I mean, yeah. All right, let's see what he puts in. So Brendan LaSala, 310.
Let's see it, Brendan. Setting himself up. Let's get it. 3rd attempt deadlifts. We got championships on the line.
Go. Strong last attempt. 3 white lights.
Come on now.
So at the moment, first place, but we're going to see as we keep going down. We have people who are already putting in numbers to beat him. All right, Lorenzo.
Love that pull. Love that pull.
That was really solid. Glasses off his face.
Nothing left on that. It was really, really clean. My goodness. Okay, if you're following along on LiftingCast.com, this is our USA Powerlifting Raw Nationals Day 3. There are some crazy attempts, some crazy bluffs also possibly. But given how some of these lifters are moving, these could be legitimate attempts at the bottom of the flight. Lorenzo Wright, even if he makes this, he's still going to find himself outside of the position in the 100 kilo class. 325.
Well, currently second, but forecasted for just due to our number. Let's go. Oh, no.
And that,
we can't.
Unfortunate there for Lorenzo. Still a good day. Squat record already in the books for him.
Preston Savoy taking a 27.5 kilo jump will move him from 5th to 4th place in the 100 kilo class.
Bigger jump than his 1st to 2nd.
The rest of the flight, you can see 350 kilos and up for the rest of this deadlift flight. That's absolutely insane.
That's bonkers.
That's 770 pounds and above for the rest of the flight. We have
Solana, I've been watching powerlifting a long time. I don't think I've ever seen that in an entire flight. 350 plus for almost 10 different men.
I want to see how many people keep these numbers and how many people just drop them.
Wow. Preston Savoy.
Let's see it. This is a solid 27.5 kilo jump. He needs it to move up in placing. Can he get it? Oh!
Falling forward a little bit. Okay. Hopefully he's okay. And
this
still
puts him
that was a valiant
in
effort.
5th, but he could still move down.
That was a really valiant effort there.
It was. And again, right? You're putting it all on the line. If this is what you need to move up in placing.
Just some hip. And the thing is, it was just ever so slightly out of position. Yeah, it was. You can kind of see him falling, and sure enough, he falls forward with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say just need a slight more hip extension. I was like, no.
No. He was out of position. Yeah. So here comes Romar Paul Harayo, 350 on the bar.
15 kilo jump.
110
kilo. Holding on to 2nd place in the 110 kilo class.
Trying to secure that podium spot. Come on, Romar. Oh, it's at the knee. Oh. You know what, though? I feel like if he still, saw some up and down there, too. Probably wouldn't have gotten that one.
355.
Valiant effort, though.
Flight. Oh, my. Who's going to make their lifts, Leo? Who's going to make their deadlifts?
At this point, I don't know. And I feel like you might see a lot of red on the rest of the lifting cast there, Solana.
Dwight missed 345, is going up to 355, okay? Yeah. So he's trying to jump from 9th to 3rd place.
You know what? I'm pulling for Dwight here.
He lost on grip, remember?
He did. He
so
did.
10 more kilos. All right, but at the end of the day, putting it all on the line. They want this podium position.
He fought so hard to get here to Primetime. He mentioned it himself. This would mean so much to him to sneak into the podium spot, even just provisionally. Come on, Dwight. 355 on the bar.
Will he be able to lock out and hold on to it, Leo? The right.
Oh!
Yeah.
Tough. Oh, you know what, though? Still, again, a valiant effort. And we kind of mentioned, Solana's, how many people are actually going to be successful?
So far, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 reds in a row.
Yeah.
Let's see how many greens we get. Will we be stuck on 1 green?
Oh, my goodness.
We're going to see 355 kilos. This is for Daniel Howell. Okay, so this is a 7.5 kilo jump. This is very realistic for Daniel to hit.
And for Dan, this would be the pull.
Have him holding on to first place.
This would be the pull to lock it in for the lead and the provisional 90-kilo crown.
This is not even his best deadlift. His best is actually 360.
Where have I seen this story before? Come on,
Let's get it, Dan.
Let's do it. The journey has been so long to get here.
Let's go. Locked.
Mr. Dan
good.
Howell.
3 white lights. There we go.
Let's go.
All right, so puts him in first place for the 90-kilo weight class.
Wow. From outside the top 10, making it to nationals, winning regionals, trying to get to podium spots. The long journey finally ends, possibly right here, as a 90-kilo champion. Dan Howell.
So let's see
what
this,
a story.
Right? Because Jordan McKinley, we know, is a guest lifter going for the exact same deadlift. This would have given him an 860 total in the 90-kilo weight class.
Asking for the crowd to be here with him. Trying to show out. This is the showcase meet for Jordan McKinley.
Let's see if he hits it.
Saw this in training recently. 350 in training, moved really well. This is 355.
And locked
out.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
but
the
it's
showcase.
also partially heartbreaking because it puts him 40 kilos above Daniel Howell, who's currently holding on to first place. But because he missed weight,
2 to
is
1.
a guest lifter. He gets the lift, though.
And just like missing weight the way he did, Solana, too, it's tough. But you know what? Everyone else is on notice.
Jalen Fogg. All right, so this has Jalen as he's currently first in open. He'll be holding on the first with this lift, 5-kilo jump.
This would be to retain his crown, Solana. At 100 kilos, this would make JJ and lock it and secure a back-to-back championship for JJ Fogg. 357.5 on the bar. This was the goal.
Let's see it.
Nothing more, nothing less than walking out here back-to-back champ. Setting up that high belt position.
Let's go.
Wedging in hard.
Okay, locked out.
See the call.
No.
Oh,
no. Not a good lift.
Now,
2 yellow cards, and I still don't know what the yellow is, Leo. Do you have any idea?
I know, and I'll have to see. Now, obviously, Joe is going to contest this.
I don't know what it is.
He dropped the bar.
He dropped the bar? Is that what they've all been for?
Yeah, and that is actually a rule. One rule that has been.
Let's look at this. Look at those hands.
And it's not even the hands, actually. So if he slams it, that's what it is.
That's what it is. It's slamming the bar.
Slamming the bar is actually, that is a newer rule in USA Powerlifting. Yes, that is, and he does do that, and he has done that. So
he still got first
You're
place.
seeing it, and you're seeing he still did get first place. So back-to-back champion nonetheless. Congratulations,
all right,
JJ Fogg.
Demetrius, 370 kilos.
370!
Second to first. If he, no.
Oh,
All right.
no. Great effort there. Now here comes Joshua Hall, 370 as well on the bar.
We'll move him from 4th to 2nd place in the 100-kilo class if he can get this lift.
From 4th to 2nd. Josh.
All right, let's see. He's been on. Hit every single lift. Can he go 9 for 9 and get a podium position? He's just outside of it right now.
This is a good call, by the way. We said, it's like, could he even go up to 377, 380? We're like, yeah, I mean, sure, within reason.
So
but
this is very realistic?
This is actually a legitimate call, a very, very good. This is a podium pull. Josh Hall.
370 kilos.
Wow. Taking his time, getting centered, working with Matt Holden, his game day coach.
We are above the 800-pound mark.
Josh Hall having a day so far in his primetime debut. Let's see it, Josh.
Let's go. Lock it out.
Have a day.
Yes.
Have a day,
Let's
Josh
see
Hall.
it. 3 white lights.
Come
Podium
on.
position, second place for Open and Junior.
Have a day, young man. Josh Hall. What a
Now-
year for this guy.
Now, here we go. We have Tyler Wilson. Now, they made it very clear they came here to try to win. He will go from 6th to 1st place if he gets this deadlift. And the 110 kilo class is 27.5 kilo jump.
Pulling for the win. You know who his coach is, by the way?
Yes, I've mentioned it multiple times. It's David Wilson.
That's right.
And I know that's what they came here to do.
That's right. No
Can
strain.
he get this lift? That's what he came for.
Tyler
All on the
Wilson
line.
pulling for it all.
It's all or nothing.
110. This is what we came here for, folks.
Last pull of the flight. It's moving. It's coming. Oh.
Oh.
All right.
Fighting on that one. Great attempt selection. And honestly, you know what, man? What is it? I mean, it means so much there to see your coach, especially a coach who knows kind of like, hey, I've tried that one too, by the way. Pulling for the win, and I know exactly what it's like. And, man, unbelievable stuff. Let's do a quick recap now then, Solana, of the action we just saw. Some new national champions in-house.
Incredible. The 110 kilo class, Brendan LaSala, first place. Ramar Paul for second, and Lee Seeley from the open session earlier today in third place.
That's right. Looking at our 100 kilo class.
Caleb Miller and then Tyler Wilson in fifth.
That's right. Now here comes J.J. Falk coming back to back. And whenever you say J.J. Falk, you say back to back. Josh Hall putting on a clinic today, sneaking into second. Lorenzo Wright then in third.
With the squat world record. Men's 90 kilo Daniel Howell taking his first national championship. Wow. Demetrius Smith in second and Gary Mendez in third place.
From the open session.
From the open session.
Now let's take a look at our female side, our new national champions. In the 82s, bet you've heard this one before, Audrey Miller.
Yes.
Finally getting there, winning it all, 5:37. Right behind her, Angela Catula and Destiny Breen. We had mentioned that they were going to do this, and they certainly did. They showed out, but congratulations to Audrey Miller for edging them out there. She was the favorite, and she showed it right here.
And last but not least, the women's 75 kilo weight class, Kiara Wilson snagging her first national championship. Jasmine C, reigning champion, now in second place, and Rebecca Euchre in third. We have a interview with Joshua Hall ready to go right now. Let's take to him.
I'm here with Josh Hall, who just finished Primetime with an amazing deadlift. Tell me how you feel. Tell me a little about it.
Thankful, grateful, just glad to be here. So glad that I was able to do exactly what I wanted to. The title of this prep was one day at a time. The hope was to be able to let people know that it might be hard, but you can get through whatever you're fighting, because everybody's fighting some unseen battle on the daily. And I'm just hopeful that I was able to do that.
We're super excited we got to see you at Primetime. Do you want to give a shout out to anyone special?
Oh, heck yeah. All right, first and foremost, shout out to God Almighty. Without him, I would be nothing. Thankful for him always. Second, to my beautiful and wonderful fiance, Malia Gibbs. I love you so much. She is my everything. She's my person. I've been saying it all week. I've been saying it for weeks now. I proposed to her a couple of weeks ago. I've already won, right? I've already won. And this is just a formality. This is just fun. Definitely after that, my mother, shout out to her. She's everything. I wouldn't have done anything without her. All of my other family, my friends, I love y'all so much. With you guys, all the support you have, I feel like I can fly.
Well, we appreciate your time, and we can't wait for you to go celebrate. And we're going to send it back to the commentators.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Casey, and thank you so much, Josh Hall. What an unbelievable story on Josh Hall. Now, let's recap some of the action that we just saw, some of our new national champions that have been crowned. Who stood out to you here, Solana?
Well, Audrey Miller, I know she's been wanting this national championship for a long time. She almost did not even show up, Leo. Yeah. She posted on her story multiple times, I might not even come. And she came and she won. So that's incredible. And then for the 75 kilo class, it's hard to be a 3-time national champion. Okay, and it's not that she came in and she was missing lifts. She didn't miss any squats. She went 8 for 8, and Kiara Wilson edged her out with strength. And that's the best way to win, when you both are on your best and you just are stronger on the day.
Yeah, I mean, it really, you could see the emotion for Kiara to be able to kind of actually win, and it means so much when it's a 3-time national champion. I mean,
it does.
Jasmine, see, we were talking about so much leading into this. She has the pedigree. We knew that she was going to come and she was going to be the favorite, but Kiara Wilson, undaunted, coming in here and truly putting her name on the game, and now taking out that reigning champion. It means so much to be able to see it there. Now, on the men's side of things, I think the one, at least for me and somebody who's been watching this sport for a long time and seeing this name for a long time in the 90-kilo category, Dan Howell.
Yes.
And seeing kind of the story of the lifter, of the guy, of the person, and specifically seeing where he came from, being outside of kind of like, you saw him a lot. He was a staple in some of these open sessions. You would see him kind of like sneaking. It's like, man, that guy's got a really big deadlift.
Yes.
And then you would kind of see him hit, like, okay, he's outside the top 10. Now he's inside the top 10. Then he comes in this year and then he wins regionals. And then he comes in here in the 90 kilos
national championship
and wins his first national championship. I mean, it's so cool because it's in one of those ways, it's just a poetic thing about sports where you see somebody kind of plug away, and then they finally get that golden opportunity, and he reaches the mountaintop here in Salt Lake. I mean,
yes,
so incredible. And then on the 100-kilo class,
I think Jalen Falk is a good example of, you don't have to go into a meet and go all out and hit your best ever at the meet. You need to know exactly what it takes to win.
Yeah.
That's it. And he didn't come in here and necessarily have the best days ever had, but it didn't matter, right? He executed very well. He may have missed that last deadlift on that little technicality, but overall he did a great job and nailed his lifts.
Yeah, and then again, I do want to highlight Lorenzo Wright. Obviously, when he hit that American squat record attempt, he had absolutely 0 kilos left. He took every bit of them. We actually saw him after the attempt. He still had tears in his eyes from just the finishing, giving absolutely everything there. So that was such an incredible attempt. And then our champions on the 110 side.
When it comes to 110, Brendan Lasala, he had a day.
Quietly, too, by the way.
Like, he just came in and just hit and lift.
Lift.
It's not that he specializes in the squat or the bench. We saw row workers. No, it's just like he just total specialist. You know
Seriously.
what I mean?
And that's the thing, too, is sometimes it doesn't need to be sexy, right? Sometimes it can just be, I'm just good at all 3, okay? And I don't need to be exceptionally well at one or the other. It's just, I did them all, I hit them all. And he showed us here, you got to be a total specialist if you truly want to win these championships. So thanks so much for joining us here at 2024 USA Powerlifting Primetime Day 3 session. Make sure you guys follow along. We have our final day, Day 4. We're going to see some other big lifters here.
Yes, tomorrow.
And also, we do have the open session starting at 8 a.m.
And tomorrow, Primetime is 3 p.m.
That's right. Make sure you guys follow along. We're going to be right back here tomorrow at 3 p.m. Thanks so much for joining. I'm Leo Bonendara. This is my colleague, Solana Lewis, as always. We'll see you tomorrow.